Hello, I'm Dynast Amir.
So I reached out to another friend of mine. I said, look, I need to go on vacation somewhere. Where should I go? He said, go to Africa. And not only am I going to go, I'm going to explore a new country. So I went to Tanzania, South Africa, Namibia, Mali, Senegal, Morocco, Liberia, Namibia, Kenya, the Voodoo Festival in Ouida, Gambia, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire. Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. It's been a beautiful experience, just learning more about our culture, our indigenous culture. So Uhuru means freedom in Swahili. I'm in search of my roots. In finding that, I would experience my Uhuru, which is freedom.
Till next time, Dynast Amir, I'm out.
Peace, family. I hope all is well. I hope your Sunday is going well. Do me a favor, hit that like button, also share, and make sure you subscribe to the content. I will greatly appreciate it. What else do we have here? Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Again, shout out to everybody in the chat room joining us on this afternoon, this beautiful, well, it's kind of cool here in Atlanta. So this kind of cool, this somewhat nippy afternoon here in Atlanta, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. We're approaching, since we're in October, it is sweater season. So we're in sweater season. So let's see here. A couple of announcements. Listen, if you have not bought the documentary, again, if you have not bought the documentary In Search for Uhuru, again, if you have not bought the documentary In Search for Uhuru, I need you to go to searchforuhuru.com. Again, I need you to go to searchforuhuru.com and buy the documentary. Again, I need you to go to searchforuhuru.com and purchase the documentary. I greatly appreciate it. Everyone who has bought the documentary so far, thank you so much. Again, once again, if you have bought the documentary In Search of Uhuru, I greatly appreciate it. It really means a lot. There's so much content that you can invest in or buy and view, but those who decided to put Dynast Amir and his story on their big screen TV or their smartphones or laptops or tablets, I greatly appreciate you guys buying the documentary. Tours, got a couple of tours coming up. We are rolling to Sierra Leone. Next month. Now, listen, we are pretty much full, but if there's like a group, I would say of 4 or 5 people who want to roll, like there's a group of 4 or 5 people, maybe a family, I can make room for you. And what I mean by that, so the bus we have pretty much we're full. I want to make sure my guests, my clients are comfortable on the bus. So for the most part, the bus we have, we're full. But if like 4 or 5 more people decide that they would like to roll to Sierra Leone in November for the citizenship ceremony, if they're eligible for citizenship, even if you're not eligible for citizenship, we'll we can then go ahead and accommodate you guys. We just have to get a larger bus or a separate vehicle, but it'll only make sense if it's like 4 or 5 more people. So again, we have room, but we don't have room. But still, if you're on the fence, I've gotten a couple emails from people, from like several people, asking for more information or saying they're interested, but they haven't responded. Guys, do me a favor too. When you reach out to me, include your phone number. Again, when you reach out to me, include your phone number, and I will holler back. But if these couple of people respond back and say they want to go, then if you're interested, if you want to come, again, if it's like 4 or 5 people, it'll make sense. We can do it. If not, yeah, I just, again, because of the transportation that we have, it only makes sense for us to upgrade or get a larger bus if we have 4 or 5 more people. So we have room. I can make it happen, but at the same time, I can't for just a single individual. So my contact info, guys, go to searchforuhuru.com, or go to the site is on a link. Go to donfo.africa, go to searchforuhuru.com. I'm sorry, the site is on a link. The site is on the screen, and it's also in the chat room. So yeah. But I've already announced the tours for next year as well. Again, I've already announced the tours for next year as well. So if you go to donfo.africa, click on travel. We're rolling back to Sierra Leone in April. We're going to go to Senegal in May. We're going to Nigeria in August. We're going to Zanzibar in November. And then if they have if they announce a citizenship ceremony in November as well, we're going to do that as well. So once again, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for the support. It really means a lot. Again, it really means a lot, because you guys can spend your money elsewhere, but when you decide to spend and invest in me, I appreciate it. Let's see here. What else do we have here? That's about it. So guys, we're going to jump into this topic, and I know I've been speaking on this no voting, no Vuckin with a V video. And also we've been talking, Dynast, I respect how you assist us American freedmen obtaining citizenship in African nations. Yes, guys, Sierra Leone, this upcoming November, next month, man, we're almost already there. Citizenship is available to those who qualify. All right, that's my Sierra Leonean passport, and they're having another ceremony next month. So, if you have your African ancestry DNA results, let me do this. If you have your African ancestry DNA results, and they link you back to Sierra Leone, again, if they link you back to Sierra Leone, you are eligible for citizenship. Again, you are eligible for citizenship. So again, hit me up. Go to searchforuhuru.com or donfo.africa. Send me a message, and I will holler back at you guys. So, we've been talking about the Kanye situation. We've been talking about no voting, no Vuckin with a V, not an F. We've been talking about Herschel Walker, and we've been talking about BLM. And one thing that I have noticed, right, when it comes to the Kanye West situation, is that our so-called Black thought leaders, they are more outraged, okay? They are more outraged at Kanye. Again, they are more outraged at Kanye than they are BLM. Then they are this no voting, no Vuckin. And they're upset at Kanye, but when it comes to BLM, who $90 million, we have no clue where it went, right? $90 million, which could have been used to build BLM. I mean, how dope would it have been to have BLM community centers in the neighborhoods where I guess that the BLM was supposed to impact and help out and assist, these same communities and neighborhoods where black men who, and I'll be honest, I'll call it like I see it, black men who some were wrongfully shot by the police. And I'll be honest, some of the shootings, I'll give you a prime example, Jacob Blake, that was justified. Again, that was, in my honest opinion, the Jacob Blake situation, that was justified, clearly justified. He made a poor decision. Um, but with all this money that was raised, it would have been great to see community centers in these communities where there won't be a Jacob Blake part 2, where we could avoid that. Where there won't be a Tamir Rice part 2, which was absolutely disgusting. Why not build centers, community centers, infrastructure? Start building institutions, BLM institutions in these communities. But instead, the so-called, we're gonna go fight this capitalist white supremacist system. They took their money. They took that money, the money that was supposed to be used to fight white supremacy. They took that money and moved to the most whitest communities on the planet, the most affluent, whitest communities on the planet. And when you bring this up, a lot of these black intellectuals, they so-called intellectuals, they make up every excuse in the book. They completely deflect, and the list goes on. Now you got the no voting, no vucking video, which is absolutely disgusting, absolutely embarrassing. And whose idea? I mean, this is how they think about you guys. All right. And I said this before. I've said this before. It was when Bill Clinton came out there with that saxophone on our Arsenio Hall show. They figured out, like, listen, we ain't got to offer the black community nothing, no tangibles. We just got to entertain them. They love entertainment. So it went from Bill Clinton, Puff Daddy with this old vote or die stuff, or rock the vote, whatever it was called. Then you had Cardi B. You had Cardi B on the same platform with Joe Biden, speaking for us. Then you took your booty to the polls, vaxxed that thing up, and now you got no voting, no vucking. And all I'm saying is, give me, the Asian community, the Hispanic community, the white community, give me their version of no voting, no vucking. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna watch this no voting, no vucking video one more time. Oh man, and then I'm gonna get into a conversation that I was watching or listening to between Roland Martin and Greg Carr, and what he said, which is absolutely, and again, these are so-called black intellectuals. What he said in regards to defending, no, we're gonna endure it. No, listen, we're gonna endure the video. We're gonna watch it. And what Greg Carr said in regards to defense of the video, which is absolutely disgusting. So let's watch. Okay, we'll watch some of the video. We'll watch some of the video. That's what we'll do. We'll watch some of it. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go, boy. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. Trey Tracks, I think we got one.
It's voting season, bruh.
No voting, no loving. No voting, no touching. No voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking, no voting, no fucking. No voting, no loving. No voting, no touching. No voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking, no voting, no fucking. BLK app looking for some action. Swear the homie Scott was heading. Face is a 9, abs a 10, D is a to be determined. He got mad jokes, he don't seem broke. The only red flag, he said he don't vote. This midterms for all the single cute. Wanna hit this booty, gotta do your civic duty. No voting, no loving. No voting, no touching. No voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking, no voting, no fucking. No voting, no loving. No voting.
Yeah, we've got the idea. We've gotten the picture. We've gotten the we've gotten the picture. We get the picture. God, goodness, that was just embarrassing. But let me play this. Let me play this interview, or not interview, but this panel discussion. Let me play this panel discussion between it was Greg Carr, Roland Martin, and so-called black intellectuals, man. Oh man.
Atlanta-based company where Shaquille O'Neal is a founding partner. Now, a lot of people have assumed, because if you go to the end of that video, it takes you to We All Vote, that is the group that founded by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote. And that is not the case. I talked to them today, and they said they provide the back end, or allowing folks to partner with various groups where people can actually click through to check their voting status. And so that's one of the reasons why you see that on there. But the folks at When We All Vote said they had nothing to do with this spot. We're not involved in the creative. Didn't even, they said they don't do those type of videos. And we reached out to BOK's head of brand marketing, Jonathan Kirkland, and the folks at Majority Agency. Neither responded to our request to appear on the show. Greg, I want to start with you. I've seen a lot of black men on social media ticked off at this particular video. I saw people saying this is what the Democratic Party does to reach black voters or black men. Then, of course, I had to explain to a couple of people that, first of all, this wasn't the Democratic Party that did the video. This was actually a dating app that did the video. And this is one of those things that often happens when it reminds me of 2020 when a filmmaker partnered with several strippers in Atlanta and put out a video encouraging.
Yeah, we all know this is endorsed by the Democratic Party, or we'll say Democratic operatives. There we go, Democratic operatives. Yeah, the party might not directly endorse it, but we know everyone behind it. Nothing but Democratic operatives. I mean, come on now. Let's just keep it real. Again, let's just keep it real. We all know this is Democratic operatives. Yeah, stop deflecting, Roland.
Folks to vote, and folks took offense to that as well, saying this is how the Democratic Party targets African Americans, but that wasn't the party. It wasn't the DNC, DCCC, DSCC. These were individuals. We interviewed that filmmaker, if it was a female filmmaker, on the show as to why they actually did it. And so, but this is the thing that sort of happens when you see these videos and people associate it with the party, associated with individuals or groups, not realizing that, frankly, anybody can do whatever video they want to do.
But this is the problem. Again, like I said, the fact that you guys won't renounce this type of behavior, The fact that you guys know that this is directed towards black voters. You guys know that this is ops by the Democratic Party, by Democrats. The fact that you guys would not renounce this, and the fact you guys know this is, you won't renounce it. The fact that you guys will not renounce this video, you know who this is intended for. That this is a Democratic ops propaganda video. That's what this is. And we're going to get into how I know that by what Greg Carr says in his statement. Because this is being pushed towards black folks because they've already figured out that the only way to engage black people is through entertainment. So we're going to do it through this type of media. And we're going to get them to vote Democrat. Exactly. This is how they pander to black folks.
Absolutely, man. What I'm about to say, I'm gonna say as an African person born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee, in the South, with a set of values and cultural grounding, would probably be called respectable politics. That video made me wince. It absolutely made me wince. But I'm also saying this as an African person who loves black people, who understands what's at stake. I really couldn't care.
Okay, what's at stake? I want to know what's at stake. I want somebody to come on here and articulate what's on stake. What's at stake? What is that? I want somebody to come on here and articulate what is at stake. I want to know. Like, somebody let me know what's at stake. So are you trying to tell me there's something at stake that justifies this video? So you justify this video, you support this video because something's at stake. What is at stake?
Less what people who would argue hard about respectability have to say, if that's going to reach people. And here's the bottom line, as far as I'm concerned. Back in the early 20th century, late 19th century, 1899, Yasantewa in what is now Ghana, the Queen Mother of Ejisu, challenged the men of Ashanti.
This dude invoked Queen Mother Yasantewa. This guy just invoked, justify this video, this music video, he invoked Yasantewa.
To fight against the British. And she said, if y'all not going on the battlefield tomorrow, fine, you stay here. But when we go out there and defeat the British, the women of Ashanti, when we come back, you are not welcome in our beds. As the story goes, they tell in Ghana, the entire Ashanti nation was out there the next day to start what became the Yasantewa War. About 2,400 years ago, Aristophanes, a Greek playwright, wrote a play called Lysistrata. In that play, the women of Greece told the men that if you don't stop fighting each other, none of you are welcome in our beds.
So basically, this no voting, no Vuckin video. This is like supposed to be the turning point of Black American history. This is the apex. Listen to what this guy is saying. This is an educator. He's using history to justify this video and trying to make it seem like this is the turning point. This is the apex of Black American history. This is the what's the word to use? The crossroads. Like, we're at the crossroads of Black American ADOS FBA history. And this video right here is going to be used to save us from what he said in the beginning. You know, this boogeyman that is something that's at stake. Again, what is at stake? That's what I mean. This is what he's saying. He invoked Yashin, he invoked Greek or Roman mythology to justify no voting, no vucking. This is what we're dealing with. So we need to put this video, this music video, we need to mark this video as, you know, the release date of this music video needs to be remembered as the, you know, part of the battle against this this mythical you know, what's at stake, whatever that is. This music video is going to play a huge role at the crossroads of when, you know, Black America was going to fall into the hands of these evil boogeymen, you know, that's going to take away all of our rights. This video is gonna go down into, this music video is gonna go down and be written and go down. You know, the March on Selma, Bloody Sunday. You know, this video is part of the rebellion. When, listen, October, I think this video came out like October 6th or October 5th. October 5th, 2022 will be remembered when No Votin, No Vuckin was released with Saucy Montana, I think his name is, and Trina. This video will be remembered and go down in history in the Smithsonian. Yeah, in the African American Museum in Washington, D.C., in the Smithsonian, as starting the resistance. This is the video that started the resistance against the boogeyman that's allegedly going to take away all of our rights. This video right here. Y'all can't be this stupid. Y'all can't be this stupid. Y'all can't be this dumb. Listen, I'm just saying, listen, I'm just repeating what he said. How can you even mention this video in the same sentence of the Anglo-Ashanti War? Again, how can you mention this video in the same sentence as the Anglo-Ashanti War? And y'all in here defending this stuff. And I'm trying to figure out who the boogeyman is. Nobody said he's stupid. I'm sure nobody said this guy is stupid. There's no ad hominem attacks against Greg Carr. I'm just saying, how can you put no voting, no fucking in the same category or sentence as the Anglo-Ashanti War? And you got folks in the chat room defending this stuff. You can't make this up. This is like the speech. 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 This is like the This is like the battle speech. We about to get led into battle. Guys, on this day, October 6, 2022, Trina and Saucy Montana, they inspired us. They inspired us with the no voting, no fucking video. We were at the crossroads. This boogeyman that's gonna take away all of our rights. Well, what rights you talking about? I don't know, but this boogeyman that's gonna take away all of our rights. We know what's at stake. And Saucy Montana and Trina released this video October 6, 2022, and that changed the course of the black race in America. Saucy Santana. This video changed the course of black America. It saved us from the boogeyman. What boogeyman? The boogeyman. What boogeyman? The boogeyman. What's at stake? It saved us from what's at stake. This video inspired a black nation to go out and vote Democrat because we's at the crossroads. I'm sorry, Saucy Santana, not Montana, Santana. Why would you invoke the Anglo-Ashanti War with Saucy Santana? You can't be serious. And we got folks in the comment section defending this stuff. Oh, let's continue.
And finally, a few years ago, Nick Cannon and Wesley Snipes and Tiana Paris and them made a black version of Lysistrata set in Chicago called Chiraq, which made the exact same point. The sisters in this remake of Lysistrata said, if y'all don't stop killing each other in Chicago, ain't none of y'all welcome in our beds. I don't give a damn what happens. If that's going to reach these cats to get them out to vote, let old man like me wince. Play that thing 1,000,000 times, go out there and vote and overwhelm them. That's as far as I'm concerned. I mean, that's all I got on it.
The thing that's interesting, a lot of people, Reese, forget what Greg just described. That actually happened also in Liberia, where the women of that country said, all right, this.
They are now comparing the Saucy Santana video, the Trina video, to the Liberian Civil War. They are now comparing the Saucy Santana video. God, you guys don't understand how disrespectful this is. So they're trying to say that the Saucy Santana video, the Trina video, should be put in the same category as the women who helped in the Civil War in Liberia, just to vote for the Democratic Party. So Elvis, you're Liberian. We should put this video. Hold on, let me go back to the video. Hold on, let's just go back. Let's just run the video back. Hold on. Let's run the video back. Let's run the video back. Hold on one second. Hold on.
Yeah. Trey checks, I think we got one.
Vote for who, though? The Cure? Vote for who? Dr. Carr did not say he approved it, but it gets people to come out and vote, come out and vote. So be it. Vote for what? And vote for who? Again, he said, he brought up what's at stake. What is at stake? I want somebody to call in and tell me what's at stake that justifies this. Again, I want someone to call in and explain What is at stake that justifies this? Hold on. What's at stake?
Trey checks. I think we got one.
It's voting season, bruh.
My bad, I'm muted. Okay. I want somebody to call in and justify. I want somebody to call in and explain how this justifies what's at stake. And then I want somebody to go into detail and explain what's at stake. No, he said is at something. He said we don't know what's at stake. So he's being specific. He mentioned in it when he was speaking that something was at stake. That's what he said. And he's on Roland Martin's show. So I want somebody to call in and justify this. And then I want somebody to call in and explain how no voting, no fucking should be put in the same category as what the women did in Liberia to end that civil war. I want somebody to call in and explain how this video should be put in the same category as the Anglo-Ashanti War. Call in. No, I want there's people in the chat room trying to justify it. Call in. Call in. Somebody said people in the ghetto need representation too. Oh, so this is for the ghetto folks, the hood folks. Okay. I guess. All right, links in the chat room. Call in. And then we'll get back after I'll take a couple callers. We'll get back to the rest of the interview. The Cure, he says something is at stake. Okay. The Cure, listen, man, listen. The Cure, stop being disingenuous. You already know this is a Democratic ops video. You already know that. Come on now. You already know that. We already know how Roland Martin gets down. My link's in the chat room. Call in. Here we go. Go ahead, Elvis.
Yeah. So, are there gay people in the black community?
Yeah, of course there are gay people in the black
Okay.
community.
So, if you're repulsed by this video because this guy is a homosexual or whatever he is, that's one problem. If you're a homophobe, that's one problem.
Elvis,
No. Hey, Kala, not your turn. All right, not your turn. The point is, Dr. Greg Carr was trying to tell you that in Black Africa, this has been something that's been going on for centuries. Whenever there's war,
no voting, no fucking.
Just hold on.
Voting,
you call me and ask me to.
No voting, no fucking.
Just hold on. That's the point that I'm trying to give you, right? That's the point I'm trying to give you.
Listen, I know Black history. I know African history.
All right. So if you know Black history and you know African history,
this has not been going on. You cannot justify this, Elvis.
You're not looking at the analysis that he was given. You're trying to criticize him without looking at it.
You cannot
So
put this in
if
the
you
same
if
category as y'all to tell what and Liberia Civil War.
what did he say? Did he say no voting for the Democrat Party or no fucking or no voting in general?
Elvis, he's
No,
on
no,
a
no.
no,
He's
Elvis,
on a
listen,
Democrat. What?
Stop being disingenuous, Elvis. He's on a Democratic platform. He mentioned
what's the platform?
What's that say? Roland Martin.
Oh, bro, you're talking about he didn't tell you to vote Democrat or vote Republican. He told you to no voting. No voting.
Elvis, he's on a Democratic
That's
platform.
man.
Okay. He's
just
on
give
a
me my chance to
Democratic
explain
platform.
myself. If you're not,
No,
if you
he's on
call
a
and ask
he-
somebody to
hold
come
on,
in and
let me
explain,
let me
give me
finish.
my
He's on a
chance to make my
Democratic
point.
platform. He's on a Democratic platform. All right, number one. Number two, he brought up the whole what's at stake. That of course, with the Democratic Party, when it comes to black people, it's just this
Yeah, the
evil
Supreme Court is
boogeyman.
at stake. You know,
What's
for some
at stake?
people,
How?
for example, gay marriage is at stake for some people, right? Those
Okay,
people,
Democrats. That's Democrats. So that's what the Democrats want. Go ahead.
Right. For some people, right.
So that's
this
what
whole
the Democrats
abortion,
want.
right? This whole overturn of abortion, that's at stake for some people.
Elvis, the more you talk, the more you're proving my point. That's two Democratic policies. Keep going.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So because I align with Democratic.
So you just proved my point because your argument was how do I know this?
What are you a Republican? Are you a Republican, Dynast?
I'm actually a registered Democrat, but I'm not voting for the Democratic Party.
And that's fine. But the point here, when you ask what's at stake for some people, I'm giving you an answer. People got different priorities when it comes to politics. For some people, that's their priorities.
Okay, let me ask you this. I want to find somebody in the chat room who's like, okay, I'm a black Republican. I saw this and I was like, yeah, man, this is the black
Republicans have celebrities who endorse them all the time. Republicans have celebrities who endorse them.
No, Elvis, we're talking specifically about this video. I want a black Republican to come in here and say, you know what, man, when I saw the no vote, no fucking video, man, I just knew the Republican Party, man, not so much about the black community that they put this out, man, to attract black voters for the Republican Party, man. Yeah.
Because they know they're full of shit, Now, let me say.
What are you, Carla? You're a Republican too?
No, I'm neither one. None of these parties. But
okay.
I'm saying I vote based on. Let me tell you something. I live probably in the best region for black people in the world, the East Coast of the United States. Right. For the most part, our politicians get things right. We got things popping, everything. And here in Virginia, there really is no Democrat Republican. People run. No one ever tells their political affiliation when they get on the ballot. You really don't know what a person's Democrat Republican, because everybody in Virginia works on common sense issues, and everybody's pretty much on the same page, black, white, whatever like that. Let's just get shit done, keep taxes low, whatever like that. It works here in Virginia. So therefore, only time we hear about Democrat Republican is when the national people try to come in. And then let me give you a perfect example, right? Back in '98, there was a couple of morons, right? Rush Limbaugh followers, right? Who came into Virginia Beach to try to run for city council. And right away, they start talking about all these Republicans talking, cut this, cut that. And then you have stone cold rednecks like, who are these clowns? They just start spewing out Republican talking points. And the white people are like, get the hell out of here. We like the rec center. We like all these things that we have. This social program. So bottom line is this. What I'm seeing is the problem is that black people really don't have any political base because they don't have any social base. You can't have a community that's completely dysfunctional on a family level, social level, economic, and then talk about politics. Until the black social structure is in place, where you got safe communities, where people feel like they're part of communities. I really feel that black people have given up on black communities. So why appeal to them in a vote? If you got dysfunction in a community and everything, what exactly are they voting around? More dysfunction, So all they want black people to vote.
For those black people who voted for Trump, what did Trump give them? Since Dynast is making this argument, what are you getting? What's the tangible? Tell me specific groups who get tangible for any politician.
Let's talk about that. Trump was pro America first, black people Americans, right?
Okay.
He put black people America first before he did immigrants.
What are you talking about? every policy that Republicans or Democrat do, it impacts the entire population of the United States, except during the Civil War, the Civil Rights time.
Let me ask you a question.
When they passed specific legislation for civil rights.
As a straight black man, tell me, what did I gain from Joe Biden's presidency?
I don't know about you as a straight black man, but for me, I'm going to get that student loan forgiveness. That's something directly that impacts my life. That's what I'm saying. I don't know about you. That's what I'm saying. I don't know about you, but for me, that's a benefit. I didn't get that from Trump.
That's gimmies.
So what the hell do you want as a black man? What do you want? What do you want when you say you want tangibles? What you wanted to get? You want reparations? Is that what you want?
Let me. I don't want no reparations. You know.
Okay, then. So what do you want? When you said black people should vote for Republicans, what do you want them to get the tangibles that you want?
Are you gonna let somebody else talk? Let me go.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, you're gonna get a student, which is gonna rescind it because soon Republicans take the House. That's back. So you can forget that. Billions of dollars, right? $300 billion will cost every American $2,000 a year to pay that student loan back that you took out, that you don't want to pay back. You know, that's a tax that is like insane. Somebody got the American taxpayer got paid for your student loan, which you took out and you signed the agreement and everything, and we got to pay that back. You know, so tell me again, how am I benefiting from this?
That's the point. That's the point, Colin. Politics is when it comes to politics is local. It's about people who. But then hold on. Let me answer the question. Don't talk over me while I'm speaking, man. Let me answer the question. The one thing that I see with these so-called red pill, black Republicans or conservative, it's always about what's the tangibles. What's the tangibles for the black community? What are you guys looking for? Shit. What's the tangibles that black conservatives or black Republicans are looking for?
Okay, hold on. Let Black Lion talk. Go ahead, Black Lion. Black Lion.
Yeah, thank you. Listen, okay, everybody. Like, let's just cut to the chase. The reality is, like, when I saw that music video Donald was showing, it's disgraceful. And especially is it for me? Is it more disgraceful that an African American scholar, a good one at that, is comparing, like I agree with Don, it's offensive using real serious history with a disgusting video such as that to prove a point. The problem is that, and the thing is, I find it funny how we got these kind of videos the minute black men saying we're not voting Democrat or we're voting who we want to vote for, we got some substance tangibles. One thing we need to understand is that a lot of people, the one thing I don't like about it is a lot of people are forcing their Democratic liberal ideology to people who don't agree with them. That's my issue. If people want to vote Republican and they tell you why is it so goddamn hard to respect that? Like, one thing Carl was right about, Diane said, a lot of us, we literally asked what we already, from Dr. Carr's perspective, saying we have a lot to lose. We lost a lot of things when Obama was in office since 2008. We lost a lot.
We lost a lot. We lost our identity.
What did you lose? What did you lose?
Black America.
What did you lose?
We lost our identity. You know, we began.
So Obama, white Kenyan caused that for Black Americans to lose their identity, right?
I think Obama, of the Obama era, what happened was black people were lumped into this big group called POC, people of color, trans, and also we lost that identity. We used to have strong black leadership. We used to have people like Maynard Jackson in our community and whatnot. We used to have strong power. Black America used to be formidable up until like 1988, and then somehow we lost our way. And bottom line is this. Obama comes in and he says, he talks about all the professional blacks, basically mocking black people who identify as being black. Obama was a white liberal painted with a tan. He was a white LGBT liberal, and he lied about his affiliate, his stance on marriage. He got in front of the camera and said, I believe a marriage between a man and a woman. He told a bull-faced lie. You're gonna tell me 4 years later he completely turned? So the guy was a fraud and fake from the beginning. I voted for him twice. I liked him.
So black people lost because gay people had the right to marry, right? Black people lost there.
Let me ask what he's saying. Let me add to what he's saying. Okay. When we had to and there's something I agree with white people on some things about this. When we had Democrat presidents, let's say for our community, we had high levels of illegal immigration over here, which destroyed the economic economy for us to obtain jobs. It was horrible. It was damn near literally to 9.7% of unemployment, especially for African Americans. 2, what the high level of LGBT homosexual influence in TV, music, and media.
Well, I just found out the Black Panther is going to have a gay character.
I hope not. I hope not.
One of the Dora Milaje is going to be queer. They say they introduced a queer character in Dora Milaje.
Well, my thing is my thing is okay, but Elvis, you brought up Obama. Let me tell you about this guy. Obama goes on national TV. I've never ever seen this out of anybody. This just shows you how this guy lacks character. He's having a debate with Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton brings up his pastor Jeremiah Wright. This dude renounces his pastor, his homeboy, on national television in front of millions. I ain't got nothing to do with him. Or he just renounces him.
Why?
Over some BS comments.
Bro, you got to understand politics. Politics is not just about black people. You're running for the entire United States. He's not going to pander to a specific group of people. If somebody who endorses him is bringing some kind of division and alienating another group of people, he's going to renounce that person, of course. People did that same thing to Donald Trump. When you got David Duke, who's a Klan member, and he's saying a bunch of nonsense that says he endorses Trump, Trump was forced to denounce him. Even if he agrees with David Duke, you got to denounce him because he got some Latino voters. He has some black voters.
You cannot compare Jeremiah Wright to David Duke. Are you out of your mind?
I'm not saying they're the same, but they're divisive. They're divisive characters.
You cannot compare David Duke.
So what you're saying is Jeremiah Wright said nothing wrong, and Obama should have stood by him, right?
All Jeremiah Wright said about the United States was that rooster coming home.
Damn America.
Yeah, goddamn America, right? Because Obama isn't running to be president for the United States. He's running to be president for Jeremiah Wright's church. Or
that's what a lot of people in his church felt. A lot of people in church felt.
Yeah, that's not how politics works, man.
So what? Obama was in that church for 12 years.
Here's the issue. Here's the problem. The thing with our community is that we never vote for. Listen, regardless if we like the president, whether Democrat or Republican, I don't give a damn. And a lot of black people I talk to don't give a damn either. What are you going to give us systemically that will help the community? I don't care if it was Biden or Trump.
If you voted for Trump, what did you get? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If you're a Republican, what are you getting from the Republicans? What do you get when they get into power?
Let me answer that. You want me to answer that?
Let me answer that. Let me finish real quick. Yeah, let's finish this. The problem is that no other community thinks like this. They don't give a damn if their race is if the candidates like their race or not. All they care about is who is going to give them the most benefit.
Whoa! Hold on, Black Line. Hold on, Elvis. Wasn't it Trump that stopped Liberians from being deported back to Liberia?
Obama did the same thing. It's just an extension. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He extended TPS. He extended it. He extended it. I mean, it's all about lobbying.
He was doing it year by year. Trump extended it for years, indefinitely. So how about that? That's what my Liberian people. Now here's the thing, brother.
He extended it every single year.
No, Obama did. Trump did it for like a.
No. Hold on, Kyler. When Obama was in office, did Liberians get deported because they were on TPS?
Yeah, Liberians got deported.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Don't lie. No, they didn't. He extended it. He extended it. What are you talking about? Nobody got deported because they were on TPS. TPS is a protected status already. Once you have it, you have a temporary protected status, so you can't get deported for it.
Keith Ellis went to a Trump and got even better. He got more Liberians to qualify for it.
You said it. Don't even just say Liberians. He got. No. Listen. It was people from like Honduras. It was people from Haiti, Somalia. It wasn't just Liberians.
Check us out, Dynasty.
So don't make it seem like it's just one group of people who benefited from it.
Check us out. A disingenuous conversation, right? Because we get virtual signal and by people like Elvis and whatnot to try and shame us. That's the point I'm trying to make. When it comes to politics, you got to look at the collective. No, you can't single out one group. So even with the TPS stuff, a lot of a diverse group of people benefited from it, not just Liberian or Africans. Let me say this, Elvis. Right now. Like, let me give you an example. I took my Ahab. Diane should be doing his if he wants to. Inside the Ahab certifications, right? there's Title 1557 just came online 2 years ago, right? You know what that is? That was put in the Affordable Care Act. That says that the Trump administration has slashed when he was in office, right? He has slashed title that section 1557. That says that when you sell insurance policy to somebody, if somebody wants to self-identify as another gender, you can't freaking say anything about it, right? The Trump administration, also this year's Ahab certification, if you take it, they'll say the Biden administration restored that back to its original thing, which the Trump administration for 2 years had taken that out. You know, so we had to learn that that's still back in play, right? For the most part, that if somebody says that I self-identify as a woman and everything, I'm like this. I am against this. Like everything you talk about, I don't give a damn about money. I don't care.
If you're against it because of your religious belief, the United States don't give a damn about that. This is a secular country, whether you're Muslim, Christian, or Buddhist. We don't care about that.
Oh no.
Your religious belief have nothing to do with the policies of the United States. It doesn't respect any religion. It doesn't respect any religion. And I'm a Christian saying that. I'm a Christian saying that.
Because what you're doing is pushing the religion of secular humanism.
No, that's what people come and say. Oh, I don't support gay marriage because I'm Christian. I don't support this because I'm Christian. The Constitution don't care if you're Christian or not. It's irrelevant to the Constitution.
Alter man, what God put on this earth, man and a woman, child. I don't give a damn what your science says, what pseudoscience says, man, woman, and child. Now, what I'm saying, the Democratic Party are hell bent on pushing this ideology, and they got the black vote. What are black people talking about?
What does liberalism stand for? If you're a liberal, what do you want?
Well, first of all, I don't think you even know what liberal is.
I'm asking you, Kyle, Mr. Smart Man. Tell me what it means.
Okay, liberal just means you think outside the box. You have a certain set of values, and you.
And what do you want for everybody? What do you want for everybody?
Hold on.
What do you want for everybody?
Hold on. I want people to be happy.
No. If you're a liberal, we're speaking from the standpoint of a liberal. What do you want for everybody around?
I don't believe in blanket liberalism, right?
Yeah, liberals don't force anything on anybody. They want you to be free and to go ahead.
That's not what liberalism means, bro. That's not what.
Go ahead, tell me what it means.
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay, check us out. If you look at liberalism, the liberals now don't want you to black people to have their own set of thought. Is that freedom to you? If there was a liberalism, why are they attacking Kanye West? Isn't Kanye free to say what he wants to say? Why are the liberals attacking him then, Mr. Elvis? Can you explain to us or waiting?
Okay, I have my mic muted for a second.
Explain why they're attacking Kanye West if they believe in freedom and all stuff like this. Why are they coming after Kanye West?
Do you support what Kanye?
No, I don't.
Kanye said?
No, I don't.
It doesn't matter. But the problem is, Elvis, for some reason, if you are black in America and you disagree with anything that liberals say, they will come out and attack you in full force. And it's just the weirdest shit ever.
It's politics, right? It's politics.
So you're full of shit.
If they disagree with you on a political standpoint, they're gonna tell you why they disagree with you and why you're wrong. You can counter them back. Doesn't mean you got to be. They're not bullying you.
Well, then stop.
If Republicans think that people shouldn't have the right to vote unless they have some kind of voter ID or this or that,
exactly.
and liberals say that no.
What's wrong with that? Elvis?
What's wrong with that?
That's the law.
What's wrong with that, Elvis? What's wrong with that?
I'm giving you a political point, right? I'm just giving you an example. So if you're talking about politics and somebody disagree with you on a policy point of view, that's politics. You argue on different points of views. But the point that I'm making here,
but Elvis, there's a difference between having a difference in thought versus cancel culture. And when it comes to cancel culture,
who cancel Kanye West? Can Kanye? Why don't Kanye? That's the point. That's the point.
Can I finish?
Go ahead, Dynast.
There's a difference between having a difference in thought versus cancel culture. People want Kanye canceled, and it's coming from the left. There's a difference.
So if he's a Republican and all of his support comes from the right, then he has nothing to worry about. If he doesn't have to capitulate to the left, then no problem. The Republicans are going to buy all his Yeezys. The Republican Party is going to buy his
culture
Yeezy and buy his
always
music,
comes from
so
the
he doesn't
left.
have to do anything to worry about the left.
One mic. Let's pass Black Line. I know you have something else to say, and then we'll pass it to Certified.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, I'll be trying to be quick with it. One thing we kind of forget about the past, like of all things, like for me, it was disappointing to see Dr. Carr say that because I agree it was offensive using serious history with this political crap. One thing he should have actually mentioned, he should have said, what Malcolm X said in the 1950s about the Democrat Republican parties. He both said they're both devils of white supremacy, but he said, however, the Democrat Party were just as worse than Republican. Why? Because they will lie to you. They will manipulate you. They will control you behind the shadows and use you for their power. At least a Republican will be in your face and say, well, we're specifically, and they are unapologetic.
And unapologetically racist. What do you and the Klan have in common that you both support the Republican Party?
Let me finish.
Malcolm X called you a coward too. Malcolm X said you were a coward if you were a Democrat. What do you?
Yeah, not everybody support Malcolm X. So Malcolm X don't mean a damn thing to me. I don't care about Malcolm X. Who cares?
It doesn't matter.
Here we go, boy. Here we go.
Listen, it doesn't matter about the messenger. Just listen to the message. Like he said, they're both devils, but one will use you. They'll smile in your face. They'll pretend to like you. They'll pretend to care about you. Then they'll use you as a puppet behind the shadows, and you'll never get any form of benefit without it. He said they're both bad, but one is just as worse than the other.
Before you let the guy, I got to add to what Black Line just said.
Well, hold on. But let's pass the Certified your way. Go ahead, Certified. Unmute yourself.
Malcolm X said you're a coward if you're a Democrat, and you said a few things on here that I wanted to address, like what black people were gonna get from Trump. Trump offered black people something specifically called the Platinum Plan through Ice Cube, but the left tried to cancel him. And the council culture always come from the left. It don't never come from the right. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, and also let me tell you something, right? This who rules Black America, right? You got white feminist women, gay white males, right, and loser white males, right? These are the white guys who basically aren't in the Fortune 5 there, whatever. So they're bitter. So they want to basically gather losers. They consider us a permanent class of losers, right? Whether we're winning or not, as their base. Black people are always oppressed. Oh, we got to fight the power and everything. And these people gain our votes. And the end result of this is Joe Biden. You got a moron in the White House right now with a derelict son and everything that we put him in the office. And these are our saviors. You know, it's like that. This is why in New York, back in the 80s, there was this real battle between black people and the liberals in New York. I remember those days. Al Sharpton, Altamag, all the people went against Ed Koch and all these other people, white liberals, everything, because we realized in New York, where Black America in New York was more powerful than white communities in New York were not. Income and everything. We're rising up and we're gaining. What do we need you overlording us for, right? And so the black people in New York were like, we don't need these white Democrats. We don't share their values. We don't freaking go to Greenwich Village and put on drag queen and stuff like that. Why are these people ruling our community? You know? And that's what the tension was always going to be between black people who are making progress and these people that want to keep us in this thing. Now, if I was a black immigrant, okay, I'd be a Democrat. Yeah, I would. If I was a black immigrant or if I was gay.
Why? Because we're tethers, right? We want handouts, right? Is that why?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you have
tell me why. Why would you be a Democrat if you're a black immigrant?
Why? Because the bottom line is this, because this is what I'm saying. You asked me about liberalism, right?
No. You said if you are a black immigrant, you would be a Democrat. Why?
Because they policies benefit you. I'm answering the question for them because all they policies benefit immigrants. That's why.
Yeah, it does benefit immigrants. Open borders.
How so?
Like I said earlier, when Obama was in office, immigration damn near increased to 4 million people and more. We had the highest rate from 2008 to 2012 of highest level unemployment, especially for African Americans, to damn near.
Unemployment is at its lowest level in 30 years. It's at 3.2%. What are you saying? Are black people not working right now? Are we unemployed at the highest level because a Democrat is in power? Is that what you're saying? That's a damn lie. It's at a 30-year low. What are you talking about? It's at a 30-year low.
Hey, hold on, one mic. But Elvis, my question is, Elvis, for you. Then we're gonna pass it to Chrissy, then to Larry. Where's the Hispanic version of no voting, no fucking? Where's the Asian version of no
Thank
vote,
you.
no fucking? You know,
Dynasty,
bring up
you say this like this is a democratically endorsed music video. All right, it's not. Any popular musician can come out and make a song, for supporting the idea of people voting. That's up to them to do so. So if you don't want to listen to the song and you don't ascribe to it, don't. But this is not from the Democratic Party, the DNC National, Convention, telling you to.
Also, you said, hold on, let me get them. Also, you said they never specifically do nothing for people. Well, they specifically made an Asian hate crime bill. The Democrats did. Why they can't specifically do nothing for black folks? Why we always got to be for everybody?
Haven't you heard about the what is it called? The anti, what is it called? Like when you a hate crime, right? If you kill somebody because of the race, or you attack them because of the race, that's a hate crime.
That's not specifically for black people.
They made one specifically for Asians called the Asian Hate Crime Bill and gave them some money within 48 hours.
Why was that? Why was that?
You tell me, Mr. Democrat.
Okay, that's cause people was attacking Asian people because of the coronavirus and attacking them, at a high level.
And then
they lobby. The Asian community lobby for it. They lobby for it. Are you telling me there's more Asians in Congress than black people? There's a lot more black people in Congress than Asians.
One mic, hold on. Let's pass it to Chrissy. Go ahead, Chrissy. Unmute yourself, Chrissy.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm at the point where I realize that, as a people, we've moved away from organized religion, but we really need it. And there's something I want to share. It's actually from Timothy. I'm not converting nobody because I'm just saying, but it's just so timely. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but having itchy ears, they shall heap to themselves teachers in accordance with their own lusts. It's so timely. The fact that we have to be having a conversation about, is this okay or not, proves exactly what the scripture says. We seem to have no moral compass, like there's nothing there. There's no bottom to say, you know what, this is where we don't go this far. This so-called scholar to be kind of like authenticating this argument that, this narrative that Black men need sex. You want to talk to them, you talk to them from their private parts. That's what the whole booties to the pole was. That's what the back that backs up was. And that's exactly what this music video was about. It is telling the world that these are low vibration people and you need to address them through low vibration messaging. The fact that anybody here can't get that is just astounding to me. And it just shows me that we really are a people that need something higher than ourselves to guide us. Like a lot of times, even democracy, when I look at many of the nations around the world, I think that we would be better with a benevolent dictator. Because it seems like,
I agree.
The more freedom we have, the more self-destructive we are. And then turn around on the flip side. Because you said a lot.
Let Chrissy finish. Yeah, let Chrissy finish.
Turn around on the flip side and then act like nobody takes you seriously. Like we're so schizophrenic. It's just, there's no words for it. This video is another imprint on the minds of the world of who Black people are, how you appeal to them. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they would never do this to the Jewish community or any other community, but they know that we will accept it. And I can't blame them, because look at the conversations that are being had. Look how that man is going to history to kind of uplift the video, give it some to kind of credentialize it a bit, right? Dust it off and make it seem less dirty, more palatable to people. I mean, and he's supposed to be a scholar. If he's supposed to be the best that we have to offer,
we're in trouble.
What's dirty about the video? What's dirty about it?
Oh Lord.
What is dirty about it?
No. I want people to say it, because if they're gonna say it's a homosexual man in the video, that's what's dirty about it. Say it. Be a man. Say it with your chest.
I will say what's dirty about it. Which I just said, that you're appealing to Black men through sex. You're not talking about policy. You're not saying, hey, vote for the party because they're going to do this. You know, you
Women
need this
in
in your
my country
community.
did the exact same thing to get peace. They appealed
Excuse me?
to our. In my country, in Liberia, our women went on a sex
This
strike
ain't
to get
Liberia
peace
though,
in my
man. This
country.
America.
No, I'm
This
giving.
is America though,
He
Jack.
was giving African context. That's what Dr. Carr was talking about in Ghana. So when he
So
was
then
giving
it's
that
okay.
context,
That's the problem. We not African.
Okay,
that's fine, brother. I'm just giving an example.
Speak from the Liberian because I don't know enough from that perspective to know if that really was it or if there was something else. I can't really speak to that, but I know that anytime they talk to Black people, we're the joke. You know, you're a leader, so-called leader of the free world. You don't go and talk to Dr. Claude Anderson or Julian Malveaux about Black issues. You go and talk to Cardi B. You want to speak about Black women, you don't go talk to, you know, somebody who's a prestigious person who would be qualified. You go talk to Megan Thee Stallion. They don't do that to any other group because they take other groups of people seriously. And then we turn around and say why they only come around voting time or we don't get anything that we want because you're not taken seriously. And if you don't take yourself as serious people and you justify buffoonery, you're going to be treated like a buffoon. I don't understand how that is so difficult to understand.
My point that I'm trying to make is you got to understand where you are. You're in a secular country. You're not in a theocracy. You're not ruled by your Bible
So
or your
why don't they
Quran.
appeal to other groups of people like this? Why is this not the standard? This is not the American standard on how you get people to vote. This is the Black standard.
That's what I'm saying. You guys are making it seem like this video has 1 billion views. I haven't even seen the video myself. So it's irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. It's irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant because
how much views does this video has, Dynast? What's the view count right now?
No, my question for you, Elvis. So
no, I want to know how impactful you guys think this video is in the Black community. How impactful is it?
It's 600,000. But Elvis, my question is, so
it's barely reached 1 million people, and you guys are crying about it like it's spread like wildfire.
Elvis, you're invoking the Liberian Civil War. Okay, and I keep asking, what was on the line? Elvis, let me finish my question. What was on the line with the Liberian Civil War, and what is on the line now? How is it comparable?
That's the point that I'm trying to tell you right now, Dynast. And you got to let me finish my point here. This is not even an issue for the majority, even 20% of Black people. Nobody is saying this. This is one guy and a rapper. Hold on, Dynast. Let me get to my point. Let me get to my point. Don't ask simple questions and expect a simple answer.
You're going to answer my question, Elvis.
Yes, but you're not going to tell me how to answer the question. Let me answer the way I want to answer.
You're not answering the question.
What was on the line with the Liberian Civil War, and what is on the line now for you to compare this video to what the women did to help in the Liberian Civil War?
Men married.
Like I said, I don't care about the video. It's irrelevant to me. Right?
But when it comes to why'd you call in, Elvis? Why'd you call
when it comes to because you were attacking Dr. Carr. That's what I was trying to tell you. He was making he was making an apt analysis when it comes to African culture that Black people has been doing this for centuries. So if somebody
Africans been doing it for centuries.
Call up. So Elvis, my question to you: when the women did what they did to help to assist in ending the Liberian Civil War, what was on the line, and I want Elvis to answer, Kalkala, and what is on the line now for him to even put this repulsive video in the same category as the Anglo-Ashanti Civil War and the Liberian Civil War? I'm just asking a simple question, Elvis.
He was only giving you an example, right? That this is not new in the for Black people, right? He was giving you historical context that this has happened before. Anytime Black people want something, especially Black women, they go on a sex strike.
Elvis, you ain't answering the question, Elvis. What is the need to go on the sex strike in the Black community in 2022? What are we about to lose, Elvis? That's what I'm asking you.
That's what I'm saying, Don, is you do this straw man argument And I'm not going to fall for it. The point here is this is not a national crisis. It's not a national crisis. It's a video with 600,000 views.
Elvis, you called in.
But
Only
if
because
I call in to protect Dr. Carr or to defend him, not to protect him, but to defend him. And that's the point that I'm giving you. So let me answer the question. If you're asking the question, let me answer it.
The question, Elvis, again, Dr. Carr says something is at stake. I'm still trying to figure out what is at stake.
Yes. When I first called in, I told you
in the Liberian Civil War.
Right. For example, peace. Right. We had a war, and these women went to our national stadium. They had a sit-in where they left their husbands, and they said they're not coming back home until they achieve peace. There's a documentary. There's an excellent documentary called "Pray the Devil Back to Hell."
So Elvis,
if you want to watch it, you can watch it.
There was an actual war where men, women, children were being slaughtered. Correct.
There's a difference. So let me give you the context. So again, hold on, Donis. You gotta let me answer. I just gave you the Liberian definition. If you go to Ghana, right, the reason the women went on strike was because they
answer the question.
All right. So again, Elvis, what is at stake now in 2022 where somebody will use this video to compare it to what the women did in Liberia to justify this video? What is it?
For some people, like I said, when I first got on the show, it's about, for example, the Supreme Court, right? There's rumors going around, just how there was rumors going around before they overturned Roe v. Wade. There's rumors going around that they're going to overturn the gay marriage ban. For some people, like you have the gay guy, I'm guessing he's gay. Maybe that's important for him. So maybe he wants to give the message. You got to vote so that they don't get another Supreme Court seat just in case somebody dies. People have interest. People have interest, Carla. A gay person interest might be different than you as a straight man.
That rumor was never substantiated. That was a rumor.
People have different interests.
But will you get the gay?
Hold on. So Elvis, so everything you admitted is what Democrats are trying to push. So it's safe to say that this video is opt by the Democratic Party.
You asked the question, what's at stake? Right. What's at stake for every individual in a political season is different. For some Republicans, it was about overturning abortion. For some Black people, it was about expanding voters, voting rights. So politics is different. Everybody don't have the same, objective when it comes to a political election. That's what I'm trying to tell you. For gay rights people, during the time of Obama, that was an objective for them, and they lobbied him to pass it, and he did. For Black people, it could be different. For Hispanic, for any group of people, they're different. Objective. So when you ask what's at stake, it's not a one size fits all. So different groups have different interests.
That's a great point right there. It's not a one size fit all, because Black people from America have a different need and a different goal and objective than other Black people.
Right. And that's the point. So if a politician go in there and say, well, I'm going to give the Black people all of this, and I'm not going to do the same for the white people or for the Asian people or for the Hispanic people, you think he's going to win the presidency? Of course not. That's not how politics works.
But he already did it for the
But he already the president, though. He done already told us if he ain't Black, we don't vote for him.
They already did it for the Asians. They did it for the Asians. They did it for the Asians, specifically for the Asians. They did it already.
And you telling us to vote for him?
No. Let me just tell you this, right? The point that I'm trying to make, you guys, you live in a secular country, right? So when Chrissy comes on and talk about how we need a higher power, fine, that's all good and gravy, right? But if you want a theocracy to be ruled by, some religious based, beliefs, you got to go find your own country, because this country was started on a secular foundation.
Why can't Black people get something specific? Why come every time it come to Black people, we got to get to all around the world? Let's give it to everybody, but they can give it to Asians.
What are you asking for specific?
They can give it to anybody.
Certified. What are you asking for?
We don't ask for
when you say Black people. We don't
ask for a stop Black hate crime bill. We should have been had that. We done been asking for it. Why we ain't got nothing?
Let's pass it up. Let's pass it back to Christy, and then we'll pass it to Larry.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just want to get out of the noise.
All right, go ahead, Larry.
Yep, I just came to address something you said, Dynast, earlier. 2 words, cancel culture. I just wanted to say to you that cancel culture is as American as apple pie. Reason I say that, cancel culture has existed as far back as the late 40s and the 50s. Back then you had McCarthyism, Senator Joe McCarthy. Then you had the House of Un-American Activities. And people who had left-wing views, socialists or communists, were brought before a tribunal, were grilled. It was demanded that they gave names of the people that they worked with who had left-wing views, and if they didn't, they lost their jobs. They were canceled. Some people, like for example, Trumbo, who was a screenwriter, was actually imprisoned because he refused to give names. So he was canceled from the Hollywood industry. He couldn't do his work, and he spent time in prison. We go into the 60s. Angela Davis, she got canceled as well. She lost her job as a lecturer in the University of California. Why? It was admitted. Why? Because she was a communist. So she got canceled. So let's not try and make out that cancel culture is something new that only started in the last 10 years.
But they didn't do it.
So I'm still talking. I haven't finished. As I was saying. So
let the man finish. Let the man finish. He's bringing straight facts.
So exact thanks, because I'm just sticking to the history. I'm just sticking to the history, okay? Because people are spreading this propaganda that cancel culture is somehow something new that's been started by the liberals or the liberal left. This has been going on. And when it was going on back in the 40s and the 50s, the right wingers and the far right wingers didn't give a damn. They didn't complain. So now that things aren't going your way in the 21st century, you're playing victims and saying that cancel culture is something new. It's always been part of American politics. If you can't handle it in American politics, then don't get involved in American politics, because it's always been there.
Sounds great. That sounds great, but when you
Larry, you're missing the point. All right, I'm talking about cancel culture from a black perspective. The only time black people come together, all right, as a unit for anything is to cancel people who they disagree with, and it is weird and it's odd. And we're dealing with Kanye.
You know who was chanting "White Lives Matter"?
Sorry, Elvis.
White supremacists was chanting "White Lives Matter."
Sure, let me just address
White lives do matter, just like black lives, green lives, and purple lives. All lives matter.
You mentioned Kanye. Kanye is still going strong, and he's expressing his political views. To the extent that to the extent that people are still talking about it. Nobody's locked Kanye West up in a prison. Kanye West still has the freedom to express his views and to get people to agree or disagree with him. So let's not make him out to be a martyr. No one's arrested him. No one's killed him.
I never met him a martyr.
Okay, fine. He still gets to express his views, and we still get to discuss it. So
Larry, you're right. Certified. Hold on. But again, Larry, the point I'm trying to make, and you're missing it. For some odd reason, when it comes the black collective wants to cancel Kanye, but they make excuses when it comes to BLM. They're making excuses when it comes to this video, and it's odd.
When did the black collective have a meeting and tell you they want to cancel Kanye West?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you.
No, they're on social media, they're on TV, they're all trying to cancel this.
They're telling you Kanye's an idiot. That's all they're telling you. He's an idiot. No, we know that. We've known that for years.
Because the thing that I wanted to say, the thing is, I don't disagree with how you started the stream. I don't disagree with that, the way you pointed out what that historian was saying. I think you made some interesting points. I don't have a problem with that. My main reason was coming on was this whole cancel culture thing. It's always been around. And two, Kanye, you might argue that there are black people who don't like what Kanye says, but Kanye still has the freedom to express himself. And a lot of black people support what Kanye says. Even when he talks about slavery being a choice, there are a lot of black Americans who support him. No one's canceled him since then. So he still
that's not true, Larry. Kanye's Instagram account.
Are you saying that people don't support what Kanye said?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that can I finish? Let me get my point out. You can respond. What I'm trying to say is Kanye West's Instagram account, he can no longer post on Instagram.
Because he broke the company's policy.
What was the policy that he broke?
Did you not listen to what I said at the start? I said that cancel culture has been around since the late 1940s.
And
it's nothing new. So
but
trying
it's getting worse.
To make it out that it is something new is a lie. It's always been part of American politics. I said that from the start.
I understand, but the problem today with cancel culture is that it's infringing very much so on the freedom of speech, because we're getting to a point where I can be canceled if I don't call a man who has a wig on a woman, or don't use the right quote unquote pronoun, or
By who?
misgender
Who are you going to be
somebody,
canceled by?
quote
Your
unquote.
job? Your
You can be
family?
canceled. Oh yes. If you
No,
are
no.
at work,
Who's going to cancel you?
can
That's
I-
what I'm saying. Who has the
but
power to cancel you, Chris?
let me finish, Elvis. You're so emotional. You don't give people a chance to talk without interrupting them. Who can cancel you? If you are at work and you quote unquote misgender someone, you can be fired from your job. Macy Gray the other day was on Piers Morgan or some guy. I think it's Piers Morgan. And she said she doesn't believe a man is a woman. There's certain experiences women have, and the whole industry came down on her. Forced this woman, you can see the cringy, how she was cringing in her spirit, to basically say that, oh, you can be a woman if you want to, all that kind of stuff, because she had her album on the line, which was supposed to come out, which never came out. There are people who are being punished for acknowledging biology. So cancel culture has gone too far. Cancel culture
There was a time when people thought black people wasn't human beings, right? There was a time when black people thought black people wasn't human beings.
Can I finish?
Hold on. Well, Chrissy, Chrissy, I'm so sorry, sister.
Sorry.
I just got to ask Elvis a question. Elvis, can a biological man be a woman? Yes or no, Elvis?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna say yes.
Okay. I just wanted in what Chrissy said about what happens. What happens is wrong. It is bad in my opinion. But again, this is not new in American politics.
Yes.
I mentioned the House of America.
That's what I keep saying. You gotta know where you are.
Let me finish and give the historical. But I'm not arguing against you.
Hold on, Larry, you missed my point. My point, Larry, is for some odd reason, Black America, for the most part, on the left, liberal Black America, has become the vanguards of wanting to cancel everybody and the vanguards of cancel culture. And it's just odd when there's more important shit that needs to be canceled. Or
there's a saying in Africa, Dynast, don't shit on your farm row. The reason I was asking that question to Chrissy, who cancels you, is because if you work in an environment, for example, in Hollywood or in the fashion industry where there's a lot of gay people, and you go out there and start and being anti-gay, those people who are gay are going to cut ties with you, right? But if you work at Chick-fil-A and say you're anti-gay, they're not going to fire you. That's the point I'm trying to make.
She was acknowledging biology.
Elvis, how's that anti-gay?
You said she was worried about her album in the music industry.
No, that's not what I said.
Elvis, can a man be a woman? Yes or no?
That's what I just told you. No, right?
Okay, so
if you work for a company,
Elvis, so why should somebody be canceled for stating the obvious?
That's the point that I'm trying to. That's the point that I'm trying to tell you. This is a free country, right? There's something called no cause termination. Anybody can fire you just because they don't like the clothes you wear, they don't like your hair texture. They can fire you for any reason. So if you work in an industry where people are sensitive to those issues and you choose to express your opinion, they can fire you and disassociate with you. That's their choice, right?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? Precisely. So if you're a conservative and you want to be free to say the things that you want to say in your workplace, work in a conservative area where they're gonna agree with you. You know, if you go to a liberal place where they respect and accept everyone, and you try to espouse those things, they could fire you for that. That's their right.
So I'm
right.
Go ahead, Lumumba.
So this is what I'm gonna say, because I work in higher education, right? And what Sister Chrissy said is right. Like if you misgender someone, you could be fired. I have a subordinate, right? We just had a new GA start, and I referred to him as him. And he was like, hey, you know, after the person left my office, they said, hey, you said I was a he, but I'm a they, them, theirs. I'm like, oh shit, my bad, right? So those type of things can happen. The only thing I would say is this. The reason why I take umbrage with that type of thing, to where people are being fired or lose their jobs or demoted or passed over simply because they're expressing an opinion that's rooted in fact, I find it to be extremely problematic, because we live in a pluralistic society, right? So if we live in a pluralistic society, you should be able to work with people who have different values than your own, as long as they're not promoting hate speech or discrimination, right? So I might not be in the LGBTQism. I'm not into trans and all of that, right? But I'm not going to discriminate against the person. But it's gotten to the point to where there's been let's see if I can use the proper term here, but it's gotten to the point where there's a situation where there's almost like groupthink. You're being forced to adopt particular values and beliefs, and if not, you are then what, socially, politically, and even economically ostracized for doing so.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you that that is wrong. But as I was saying, as I said, it's not new.
Socially, politically,
people were ousted from their job and were blacklisted for 10 years. They couldn't work in Hollywood. They couldn't work in the civil service.
Yes, I'm familiar with McCarthyism.
Okay, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. It's wrong that happens in the society, but I'm saying it's all part of American politics. It's always been there. You got to know how to play the game. That's all I'm saying.
Well, this is what I'm gonna say in response to that. I don't agree with playing the game. I think when black people play the so-called game, we play twice as fast but end up with the same result
and lose.
So then, what is your solution? What is your solution?
What is your solution? Lumumba has said something on this platform, and I want to bring that back to his attention. We had a show about race, swirlers or whatever. He said he doesn't date white. He can never lay with a white woman because he just don't like white women or something to that nature. Will you wear a T-shirt saying I don't like white women and go work at your university? And if they fire you for that, do you think that would be just cause?
I'm going to answer the question. One, I never said I didn't like white women. I said I don't have the emotional capacity to love a non-black woman. That's what I stated.
And I asked you the question. Can you? I asked you that question. You said that you're racist or something like that. You don't like white people. Something like that. You said in that conversation.
I did not say I was a racist. I said I am a bigot.
Yeah, you said you're a bigot. Will you write that on your shirt and go to work?
Of course not. That's not.
Of course not. That's the point.
Elvis,
that's the point that I'm making.
Hold on, Elvis. What's with these nonsensical examples?
We're going to talk the subject here a little bit.
Because you could be a homophobe. You could be a homophobe. That's fine. But if you go to work and have a T-shirt or espouse that view, they could fire you for espousing that view. That's your right to have that view, but they could fire you for it.
Also, listen, Elvis.
I'm just giving an example.
If you're going to quote me correctly. Okay, because of what I stated was, I said, I'm not blind. I've met women all around the world of different racial and ethnic backgrounds who are attractive. Like, damn, she bad in the mama. Where you from, right? However, I said that I don't have the emotional capacity to love a non-black woman. That's
because you're a bigot, right? And being a bigot is a good thing, right?
No, because of my Pan-Africanist ethos. It has nothing to do with
you just said it. You're a bigot.
Yes,
being a bigot is not good. If a white person tells you they're a bigot, you look at them sideways, right?
No, I wouldn't. I said we have something.
Okay, well that's just you then. That's just
you.
Yeah,
but make assumptions.
But if you're a spouse, that's the point I'm making. If you're a spouse that at your work, they can fire you for that.
Yeah, they could. They'd fire you for that. Yeah.
But check us out. This is what I want to say. It's funny how when somebody says, you know something, I don't like. I can't have a white women attractive, but I don't have the emotional propensity to love a white woman. I'd rather stick with black people. That's not because I want to forge a black identity. But then the same people take that black identity and say you have to vote this way. Then on one hand they're saying, why do you have a black identity? You should look at everybody. The color doesn't matter. But then when it comes down to voting, you got to fall in line and have a black identity again.
I have never advocated that black people will I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I'm an independent. And I always tell black people that we should vote based on what is in our best interest in terms of tangible resources that we can receive from the political powers that be. So I've never been an advocate of if you're black, you got to vote a certain way.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about you, brother. I was talking about Elvis. I was about Elvis. I said, like, you said that, right? You said that, okay, I vote, I did like that. But I'm just saying a little example that you saying, what you're saying is normal for a black man. Hey, I believe in a black family. I believe in that thing. Elvis is calling you a bigot. Just for saying that.
I didn't call him a bigot. He described himself as a bigot. I didn't call him a bigot.
I don't believe what
Elvis, man. Golly, man.
Didn't he? Lumumba said he said he was a bigot. I'm not. That's what I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying he's a bigot. But that's normal. People, you go to any.
You're a bigot, Tyler. You're a bigot.
It's called ethnocentrism.
But let me say this: you go to a Chinatown, right? It's not unusual to see Chinese people with all Chinese married. You might see some interracial couples, right? You go to Indian. My landlord at my office complex, Matthew owns a real estate mogul in my area, right? He owns a building where I have my office at, right? His family was at there yesterday, right? Come from India, all over there. All you see is young Indian couples married up and everything like that. You will never see an Indian girl with a black guy or a white guy. You always see with Indians, right? Am I gonna call?
I've seen an Indian girl with a black guy before.
You're lying. You're lying. You never see Indian.
When you say Indian, you mean from India or you mean
where?
American Indian?
No, I'm talking about Indians from India. They don't mess with.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
Yeah,
I've
they
seen
do.
them.
They exist.
Yeah, come on,
UK,
Carla.
Oh, well,
they exist, but it's far. It's few.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
But what I'm saying is, but nobody comes at the Indians and call them bigots or whatever like that. It's just normal. You don't have to say I'm a bigot. I'm just what I do.
And the proper term is ethnocentric. So I would be politically correct, and I would state that I am someone who is extremely ethnocentric.
So white nationalists are cool, right? Because they're ethnocentric, right? White nationalists are cool.
Lumumba, be very careful. I agree with what a lot of what you're saying, Lumumba. But I've spent a lot of my time in the past debating ethno-nationalists, British ethno-nationalists, American ethno-nationalists. They say some of the stuff you're saying, but then it then starts going down the far right way, where they start talking about IQ. Black Americans have low IQ. They have no civilization and all this. So just be careful with the ethnocentric.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I know exactly what you're saying, exactly what you're talking about. That's why I didn't say ethno-nationalist. I said ethnocentric, someone who views the world from the perspective of their own history, heritage, and of course, culture. But with that being said, I'm not a supremacist. I don't believe that Black people, African people are better than anyone else. I'm just very proud of who I am.
That's nice. That's cool. Dynast, I just wanted to say, from hearing everybody's views, but by having everyone's views, I'm just curious, what is the solution to this video you played? Is there a solution, or is it doom and gloom?
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I was shocked. And you guys know I'm not going to say his name. When he saw this video, he was like, Dynast, we're done as a community. And coming from him, I was like, whoa, because he's always been like, we got to fight for our people. Man, I'm, my family from here and all that. He's like, Dynast, we're done. Larry, it's done. We're finished.
It has 600,000 views. How can you say we're finished, Dynast? You're over exaggerating by a mile.
And I can tap in again. I agree with what Sister Chrissy said, that when it comes to Black people, they tend to do what? Throw this garbage at us, and we're supposed to accept it. And I think in part of it is, I would say, is because we lack political maturity, right? We lack political sophistication. Then the other aspect is that unfortunately many of our people, particularly people that I think are of a younger generation, believe that this type of filth is what constitutes Black culture. And as a result, it allows people to come into our communities, come into institutions that we may predominate, and treat us in a manner that is unbecoming, and we accept it because we think this is a norm and established way of doing things.
Do you think there's a solution unlike Dynast? Oh, sorry, Black Lion. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Like, honestly, and my thing is, I said before when we talked about this last time. One big solution I suggest a lot of Black people should do is literally segregate from other Black people. That is my solution. The thing is, one thing we will understand is we keep talking about segregate from white people, but my problem is Black people are literally psychologically dysfunctional and being damn near destroyed by two things: white racism and Black ignorance.
Black America X. Can we agree on this term, Black America? It is Black America. It is Black America X. Black America X is what you're seeing right here. The functioning dysfunctional. What we call Black America X. You're never gonna fix that Black America. All you do is build with the people that I believe in a silent majority. The silent majority who are functioning and still functioning. There's some are liberal, some are conservative, some are integration, some are Pan-Africanists, some are
I'll get into that.
Everything like that. They're diverse. Black America is diverse. Black America X is just all about fuck shit. There are celebrities, there are entertainers, they're all the people that spew all the negative shit you see on there is Black America X.
They're also Black and have a right to their opinion as well, right, Carla?
Well, no, they don't have a right to
they do. Absolutely, they do.
Right.
Absolutely.
Let me finish. No, let me finish. I was getting to that. I'm all for Black segregation. I only want to be around. I only want to be around Black people who want to help build the Black family and fix the communities. I don't give a damn. Like, if it's only less than, like, say 40% of the community, I'm willing to take
I think we're the majority. We're silent.
Yeah, I don't. Oh yeah, but yeah, I don't care at this point. That's one thing Harriet does. If one thing slavery taught the black community, especially Harriet Tubman and Nat Turner, they realize you can't save them all. Only get the ones who are willing to do it. It doesn't matter at this point. Believe me, there's a good amount of black people in our community who are too far gone and who are too damn useless to us. One thing Chris Rock said in his 1996 stand-up, black people, he says in 96, black people got a civil war. There's black people and there's niggas. And niggas have got to go. He said that in 1996, and that's been true ever since.
What's the end goal? What's the end goal for black people, Black Lion?
Just build a stable black family so we can build a stable black community. That's it. I don't care.
Also have an Africa plan, because the bottom line, Black America X is seeping into the Pan-African movement. They go into the continent, bringing their fuckery to the continent. You know,
exactly.
So Black America X is going. They're painting the world red. They go into Mexico. They go to Japan. They're like, damn, how do we go to negativity? Black America X is expanding too. They got music videos. They got hood vlogs. They're doing their thing. You know, we got
exactly. And also, ultimately, we need to establish some serious rules if we try to do this. Like, one thing we kind of forget, it's funny that we're the only community that wants to integrate with other communities. But the problem I notice is we don't learn from these communities. Like, here's the thing. You never see Chinese get involved with Chinese people act like niggas. You don't see traditional Mexicans get with the Cholos. They literally segregate because they said these people are no good for their community. Every race literally has it. Like, there's always some bad apples in every community. That's true. But they don't.
That was going to be my next point. And
they don't integrate with them. It's like, I'm like, here, listen, you want to be a nigga or want to support this sick agendas and everything? Do that shit over there.
And if I could interject, Brother Black Lion, and this really hits close to home, because I have a family member, a very close family member, who has engaged in some, and I want to be respectful on your channel, so I'm not going to use profanity, but some extremely unbecoming behavior. And this is a blood relative, and I cut him off completely. Right? I was asked by my family, could you at least go down to the jail and visit with him? I said, no, based off what he did, I can't even provide emotional support of any kind. Right? So when you say cutting people off that engage in unbecoming, racially disempowering, self-defeating behavior, I'm with you 1,000%. That's something I actually practice in my own life.
Yeah, we have to do that.
Exactly.
Because the bottom line is this: as long as you got people out here that are gonna shame you into friggin' supporting their dusty behavior, they're never gonna. You got to cut them off and build with the black people that's building. You know,
exactly.
That's nice to hear, because I'm learning stuff from you guys, and it's good to hear that you have solutions. But I'm still surprised, Dynast. You said it's over.
It's done. In America, it's done.
I'm gonna have to agree at this point.
In America, it's done. It's done. In America, it's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
You know, it's crazy to me is that we're the only people who don't care about our racial image. Like, that is just insane to me. Like, we don't justify positive things. We have every intellectual, scientific, philosophical argument for degenerate, dirtbag, gutter behavior. It's astounding. And you know when we're gonna get it? When we start to be really treated the way we behave, the image that we are willing to carry and justify. When we start getting treated like that by everybody else, then we'll get it.
It's Chrissy, listen, and I'm gonna pass it. Go back to Africa. It's already happened. I'm gonna give you a prime example, Chrissy. When Dylan Roof, when we had the shooting at the Church of South Carolina with Dylan Roof, I mean, people mourned for months. You notice with the Buffalo situation, people forgot about that in in 2-3 days.
This is true.
I mean, people are pretty much over the black community. I'm telling you, that's right here. In
also, you see some of the crackling jokes.
Hold on, let me pass it to go back to Africa. Go back to Africa.
Hey, Donis, I want to ask each individual on the panel, what are they doing for the black community? What are they actively involved in currently doing for the black community?
What's that question again? I'm sorry.
Well, that's a loaded question, bro.
What are you? What are the people on the panel? Name one thing going for the black community.
Let me say something. First of all,
I can answer.
I'm married to a black woman that got black kids.
One at a time. One at a time.
One at a time. Hold on. Colin, one at a time. Lumumba, go ahead. Go first.
One person. Go ahead,
Lumumba.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things, right? First and foremost, in my hometown, Dayton, Ohio, shout out to the 937. I'm a member of a Juma Moshe Shule, which is an African-centered Saturday school known as the West Dayton Youth Task Force. So every Saturday morning from 8 to 12, we also serve, of course, lunch at these meetings at the school. But we work with students. We give them remedial training in reading, writing, and cultural arithmetic. They also get lessons in Black history. So that's one thing I'm doing. I've also been a part of the Dayton African American Culture Festival. I'm a former chairperson, board member, also a member of Gem City Market, which is a co-op grocery store in West Dayton that we created to help solve the issue of food deserts in West Dayton. So there's a lot. I'm also a member of the Coalition of African Unity, which is a Pan-African organization founded after the principles of Malcolm X's Organization of African American Unity, where we focus on, of course, community cleanups and political education and professional development for your Black youth.
Pass the mic. Christy, what are you doing?
Yes. So in my a city close to where I live, I work with there's a organization for, I don't want to get it, people don't know. So I'll just,
it's on the East today.
Okay, it's on the East Coast. That's all I will tell you. It's on the East Coast.
Come on, what's the city? We want to know what's going on in America from our people in the city, so people out here who hears that, they can be drawn to it, they can be attached to it, they can be part of it, they can contribute to it. Instead of having these conversations, let's show receipts. So what city and what are you doing so we can hear this?
Okay, it's in New Jersey. I'll think about if I'll share the city because I have my reasons, but it's in New Jersey, and it's an organization. It's a grassroots organization in one of the poor communities. I work with them closely. I do fundraising professionally. I offer them my fundraising services discounted or free at times to help them gain funding so that they can do projects in the community. In addition to that,
what's the name of the project?
They do different projects. They're a nonprofit organization, so they have different projects. Some of the projects that they do is feeding the homeless. Other projects are education-based. Other projects relate to providing affordable housing.
What's the name of the group? What's the name of the program?
As I said, the reason why I prefer to remain as anonymous as possible.
Why is that important?
I don't know.
Why is he being allowed to interrogate people? What is so special about him?
Exactly.
Do you know why?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm asking a simple question.
Okay, and I'm gonna simply answer it for you.
Can the panel please share what they are doing in the Black community?
Go Black. That's not your
Prince. Is that Prince Dynast? Is that a hard question, Prince Dynast?
Hold on. That's not a question you ask.
You're virtue signaling because you're trying to say you do so much for the Black community. Go Black.
No, I'm not. I'm asking you all. We're having a conversation about Black community, what they should and should not do. And people up here, I'm asking the question.
We're having a conversation about this video and everything, and you're coming here talking about what are you doing in the community and whatnot.
I don't do a damn thing for the Black community. I keep a job. I take care of my family. That's it. That's it right there.
But go
one at a time, guys. Just one.
Black Lion, what do you do? What do you do, Black Lion?
I'm currently. Sorry, Chris. Hold on. I'm currently working part time. I'm a full mostly a part time college student. I work at a Natural Valley College in California and Lake
Does that invalidate his opinion because he's not out there in the community and whatnot? Go Black.
If you're making these, we can make any statement Black community and how bad the Black community is. I want to know what you contributed to make it better.
Hold on. We didn't create the problems in the community, so don't come here telling us what we got to fix.
No, you're on the outside talking about how bad it is. What we need to do. What are you doing
in the community? What are you talking about?
Why are you so offensive?
You know what I'm saying? No, because you come over here like you're holier than now, like you got something to tell somebody, nigga. What the hell are you talking about?
See,
damn, Kyler, you're going too hard. I don't think you got to go that hard at him.
No, I don't like people coming here
asking a simple question.
Talking about
I'm asking a simple question.
Doing this and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about what you're doing. You know,
I didn't say what I was doing. I asked a simple question. What are you doing in the Black community?
Let me answer.
You dog the Black. community. You say how bad it is. So what are you doing to make it
that
better?
we're saying we're building with the people in our community. I own the business.
What are you? Please share with me what you're doing there.
I give people their own jobs and when they get jobs in my profession and whatnot. That's what I do.
What do you do?
You know what I'm saying?
What do you do? You didn't say nothing.
I run an insurance agent. That's Dynasty what I do.
But Kyla, is it exclusively black? Is it exclusively black?
You know?
Bro, Elvis, what do you do, Elvis?
I don't do a damn thing.
Like that.
I don't do nothing for the community. I got a wife, I got a kid, and I keep a job. That's what I do.
So wait. He's asking me a question. He's asking me a question. Now,
I didn't finish.
In response to your question, I've been on here for 20 minutes. I did not insult the Black American community. I did not demean the Black American community. So for you to come up here asking questions, claiming that I insulted the Black community is wrong and it's false. And number two, I am under no obligation to do anything to answer your question. You are not above me. You are not superior to me. I don't have to answer
go black. We don't have a contract to do a damn thing.
We don't. And if you want to know the truth,
we don't.
If you want to know the truth, if I was to get involved with the community, it would strictly be with the Nigerian community.
But hold on. What is Go Black trying to signal? You're not even in your own community. You're in Africa most of the time. What are you saying? Because you're traveling to Africa, you're bringing some kind of service to Africa because you're there?
What are you talking about?
That's what I'm asking you.
Like tourists, that's all you.
Yeah, you're just a tourist for the most part.
Let me say this.
I asked a simple question.
Let me say this. Go Black. Let me say this. I personally didn't have a problem with the question. I get the question a lot.
You did fine, Lumumba.
And I had no problem answering it.
You're actually
so we're all canceled now.
We're not looking for brownie points because we do one or two things in our community.
Go Black to Africa is using cancel culture.
We don't need accreditation from anybody.
Because we didn't give him the answers he wanted. We are all now canceled.
No. Let me relax. This is my problem I have. This is the problem I have, Donna.
So we're now canceled.
Right. This is the problem I have right here. There's a lot of talk going on, but there's no doing going on. Very little doing by people. And for you all who hide behind the rappers, you talk about giving up the Black community, dividing up, and all this stuff right here. Well, I'm telling you, y'all are the type right here, hiding behind these silhouettes. You're too coward to show your faces, but you sit here and you talk all the talk, but you have no solutions. You're not even doing anything.
Okay, check us out.
Can I respond to you? Go Black to Africa.
Christy wants to be anonymous and letting the people know what's going on here, what she's contributing. Elvis said, admit the least, and Kayla said they ain't doing nothing.
Why can't you go to the
finish mine now? I finished
that's tearing the community up and ask them that question. You know?
Why don't you hold on? Let Black Line go. Hold on. Go ahead, Black Line.
No, real quick. I didn't finish. No, I'm saying like what I'm doing. I'm currently a college student, and I work at the Umoja conference. Is where pretty much African American people of African descent are literally going to other HBCUs and telling them and how to power them economically through business, finance, and credits. Also, I also work for helping get them involved in African culture. I also work at the Amend program for Amend, AMEND, for African American males specifically for community colleges to help Black men through physical, financial, and mental health. That's what I help young generation to help boost them, to also help them politically and financially how to make it into this world and help try to like make them more help with their masculinity, especially for the younger generation. So trust me, I'm doing as much as I can.
What city are you in?
California, where it's too liberal minded. Trust me, it's a bitch of a fight.
Well, I appreciate information. I believe that people out here who are listening to these conversations can tie into you guys' what you're contributing to. That information needs to be out there. How are we talking about communities and yet we're not letting people know some of these existing programs and things out here? How are we supposed to build if we're hiding behind these silhouettes? Talking
can I
respond?
What do you do, Go Black? What do you do for your community, Go Black?
Let me respond to that, right?
That's silly for you to even ask the question on that one.
I want to know. Maybe you do a lot of shit. I want to know what you do.
Yeah, tell us, what do you do?
Look, you already know my channel.
Yeah,
I know your channel, but I don't watch it religiously.
Content creator.
That's just one.
You got
Oh,
a YouTube channel. What the hell is that doing?
you're counting your channel as a great
Your channel
service
is
to the
something
black
that
community.
we got to throw your channel up, man.
If you don't watch my channel, then you need to figure out before you ask me that silly ass question. Yes, that's what my channel does: is motivate, encourage people.
Oh, motivate
to
the
get
people.
hell out there,
Okay,
man.
okay.
Have you
And go
taken
So
into
you're a
battle with
motivational
everything.
speaker,
Yo,
a
have you
motivational
taken- have you
vlogger.
taken the group
That's
to
what you
Africa?
are, a motivational vlogger.
You know what I'm saying? Have you
Good
taken
job,
the
good
black
job. You're
community
doing a
to
lot for the
Dubai?
black community, man.
Whatever
You know
you
what I'm
can
saying?
tell,
You got
whatever you want to.
channel,
I've
man. That's
helped
all
the
you
black
got,
community a
man.
whole lot, brother.
Guys, one at a time. One at a time. Guys, one at a time.
I got a YouTube channel talking like you throwing something up, man. Come on.
I gave you
I've
the
been out
chance
here
to
for
explain
years,
yourself.
man.
I
got
gave you the
social
chance
network.
to
I've been out
explain
here. We got
yourself.
thousands of people
You
on my
hid
social
and
network.
ran.
I've been
You
doing
ran
across
with your
the
tail
world
between
for
your
years.
legs. You got offensive because I was trying to at least find out what do y'all do.
You know what I'm saying?
So
But yeah,
people
but you
can
you
hear
act
what is
like
your
that. You act like
contributions,
that, like you
so
on
people can
high.
tie in.
You
Lumba,
act like that.
you're in
You
Dayton,
on high, man.
Ohio.
You don't
I
come at
have a
people like
home
that.
and property in Columbus, Ohio. I can tie people into what you do.
So what?
In
But
Dayton.
who's not doing
That's
that? We
what
all
I
making business
do.
moves, man.
So
What are you
thank
talking
you for
about?
for
You know what I'm
revealing
saying?
what you do.
No
You know
problem.
what I'm saying?
No
You come
problem.
up here like you got some big plan and whatnot. You a YouTuber, nigga.
I didn't mention
you know?
me.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't
come up
mention
here,
me.
You
I
come
want
up
to
here
know
putting
what
people
do
in the
you
spot
do.
like you got together.
I want to know what you do. The people, the chat is out here. What do y'all do?
Or you
What
can
do y'all
go, you
do?
can
go
people
back
can go
to
to the
Africa.
social
Can I say
network and
something?
Like a pimp named Slickback say, I don't do shit for the homies. I don't do nothing for my community.
Let Chrissy speak. Go ahead, Chrissy.
Okay, go back to Africa. Some of us are not yet full entrepreneurs, and we work in liberal institutions. And for me, in order to maintain my freedom of speech in this current climate, I like to stay behind my silhouette. I rub shoulders with certain types of people in very liberal institutions. Right. So I like to keep my anonymity so I can keep my freedom of speech. And in
I didn't
addition to,
ask
let me
about
finish,
your
please.
information.
Listen,
I'm
in
asking about the
addition to,
programs that are
yes,
out there.
yes,
Let the
but can
people
I
know
finish?
what the
Can I finish my
program. I don't
sentence?
care about you.
I'm not arguing with you, but let me just finish my sentence. In addition to that, I try to, as I said, keep my anonymity. So that is why I choose to not be specific. As I said, I'm working with an institution that is on the East Coast. I help them fundraising. I've been doing that for over 15 years, fundraising as far as that's concerned. I work with them many times pro bono, and they do a lot of work in the community. I also work with an institution in Jamaica that is working to improve economics in communities and political
What's their
knowledge.
names?
So
What are their names? What's the programs?
You're Jamaican ancestry, right, Chrissy?
yes, I am.
Yeah. Now,
So
let me
I
be for
have
real.
my
Let me tell you
reason.
what I
Maybe
do, even
someone
though
else
I
will be
was trolling
willing.
earlier.
You don't. But as I said, to share the nooks and the crannies and details. I have my reason, but that is what I'm doing. So if you're asking about what people are doing versus just running their mouth, that is what I'm doing. So I hope you can respect why I choose not to tell you the address and the zip code of where I am and what I'm doing.
I didn't ask you for that. What's
She's
the name
probably
of
more
the
effective
programs
than you are
I've
with it.
shared with you as much as I feel comfortable to
Go
share.
Black. Why you pressing us so hard, bro? You don't do anything that's so
You got a
significant in
YouTube
our
channel.
community.
asking
You
the
don't do anything
question.
that's
I
so
don't need
beneficial to
know.
us. What are you saying?
You want to say
We're
something?
talking about what are we as people on these
Well, now
platforms
it's
talking
we.
about?
Now it's
What
we.
are
You
we
started with
actively
you.
involved
Now
in?
it's we.
How can we help the community?
I'm
People
saying
are in these
now it's about the
chats.
community.
You
How
might
you
be
helping
near
your community?
the programs in the cities
Yo,
that can help
go
people.
Black. You just messed up today, bro. You better hang up, call back in on the different thing. You know,
This is your
you
man,
messed
not
up.
your boy.
I don't know
You
what
don't
you
tell
took
me
in
to
the
hang
drinking,
up.
man.
One mic. Let's pass to more 1S. Go unmute yourself.
Hey, yo, peace, Dynast. Peace to the panel. I'd like to say, I really enjoy what your platform.
What are you doing for the community?
Oh, I can't say yet, but either way, I just wanted to thank Dynast for having this platform. I listen from time to time, and a lot of the time that I do listen, I'd be so excited to hear what the panel has to say, and I quickly get disappointed just because, as a people, to start off, I'm from Africa, right? I was born in Africa. I was born in Burundi, and I grew up in the Bronx. I still speak Swahili. I'm still connected to my roots, the whole 9 yards. But one thing that I do notice amongst my people whether it's in America or in Africa. It's this sense of like tribalism, and where we always try to pinpoint the differences in each other and the grievances of each other, and we never hash it out. Like, we never hash it out as a people and actually come to a real amends, and then actually work towards a progressive like answer. Like, you feel me? And I don't mean progressive like as like some political sense. Like, I just mean in progress. Like when can we come together as a people, whether you're Caribbean, African from Jamaica, or your African ancestry from Brazil or Alabama? Like, how can we just come together in one accord and meet the common ground and actually start to take care of the issues at hand, rather than finding and pinpointing each other's differences?
That's a good question. On this panel, people were actually coming together and they were trying to talk about solutions. I mean, Dynast didn't think there was any solution, which he's entitled to believe, but there were people here who believed that there were solutions, and they were hashing it out. And then Go Black to Africa came in and just destroyed everything by doing this.
He wanted everybody to be a civil rights leader.
Came in to ask a question. Why? What is that so hard? Why are y'all so offensive? Because I asked a simple question. Please share with the people out here what you're doing in your cities. What's so hard about that?
No, you go first, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing in your city?
You are look. That's a silly question for you to ask.
No, don't get offended by that. Don't get offended by it, because if somebody don't follow your channel, don't get offended by it. You're not that big, really. So don't get so just tell us what you do, bro. If you do something elaborate, tell us what you do. Let us know your organization name.
Look at my channel and see what I do.
Or is that a plug for your channel? You can tell us right now. We're all here.
I'm gonna be anonymous.
Okay.
Oh,
bro,
really?
So in that case, then like I said, I don't do nothing for nothing.
I don't look. Let me share this.
I don't help
right
nobody.
Here.
I help myself and my family.
You want me to tell what I do for the community? Are you talking about in America? You talking about Africa? You talking about South America? What are you talking about? You talking about what?
What are you doing in the continent of Africa? Because at the moment, you just look like a glorified.
Somebody said you were traveling on a military pension.
Elvis, wait.
Say that. He's just trying to show out. Just go back to Africa, and I got what I've done in Africa. Just look at all those videos. That'll tell you what I've done in Africa.
So tell us.
So you're just like these white saviors who go to Africa and do the same old thing, but you criticize them, right?
See, you don't need to take a look at it. They don't drop money in Africa. They don't buy Africans' businesses. You see, they don't go ahead and help them start up businesses.
Dynast do the same. Dynast do the same thing. Dynast do the same thing.
They don't take kids off.
That's the point I'm making. You're virtue signaling. You're not better than anybody because you do any of those things. Generosity is not a sign of a good man.
I see. There it goes. He asked me, and now I'm sitting here telling you this is what I've done in Africa. What more do you want? Go to my channel. I posted up there.
Which countries did you do it in?
Yeah, like my family has a foundation back home. We build little schools for my grandmother's village. We do shit back home. So it doesn't matter. That don't mean I'm some kind of great black man because I do one or two things.
Because Africa is not a country, it's a continent. So you're doing stuff. So you're telling us you're not a glorified tourist.
Give him some credit.
You're not a glorified tourist
patting yourself on the back,
or a capitalist who's just exploiting business.
You're doing.
Yeah, never let the right hand doesn't need to know what the left hand is doing, right?
Now, Dynast,
Bible man,
you're doing a little bit on your saving.
You're virtue signaling. That's exactly what you're doing. That you're this good guy because you do these little things.
Real success.
I can't believe they're offended. I just can't believe.
Go follow me. Go Black to Africa and whatnot. Come on, man. What do you think you're talking to?
Dynast do the same thing you do. He got businesses back in Africa. He got connections there. What makes you any more better than Dynast or anybody else?
several countries
You
doing
gotta be
that.
12 years
Am
old. You
I
gotta
am
be
I
12 years old.
here bragging about
No,
it?
because you, as a Christian
Now
man, like
you're
you
trying to
try
say
to
I'm
preach the
bragging
Bible
about it.
all the time.
I asked a simple
You're
question.
bragging
Nobody
about
even
it.
mentioned it. If you
I buy
mention
businesses.
you're
I do
bragging,
this.
bro.
That's
You're
benefiting you.
bragging.
That's not benefiting our community. That's venture
And you
capitalists.
and I are around the same age,
You're
man.
offended
We should be
because
an
you're
example
doing
to these younger
nothing.
dudes, man.
You're offended because you're doing
You should be here
nothing.
being an
Because I
example.
asked a simple question.
No, you should be here
You're
being
getting
an
that
example.
military pension. That's why you. That's why you're buying up businesses and shit.
Guys, one at a time. One at a time. Relax. One at a time.
You came on here condemning
Don't get offended because you're not doing nothing and you just all talk. Donna's made the point. The fact of it is that here in the black community,
Hey, we're talking about it.
Most of y'all don't come with
a music video. The topic was about a music video. How did we get on this today? You brought it up. We're making progress, and you come on here derailing this shit.
No, I didn't derail nothing. I asked, what are y'all doing in the community?
But what does that
so
got to do with what does that got to do with the damn topic?
Y'all were talking about the black community, this and
no, we weren't. We're giving an observation
one
about
said that
stuff that's going on.
We need to divide up the black community. Let me ask you a question.
This
is what y'all were talking about. You need to divide up the black community.
Right now, all the black communities are war zones. Do we got guns to go in there and stop this shit?
The black community.
Hold on. Do you got guns? Do you got guns to produce martial law in Chicago and St. Louis and all that? Can you do that?
Say what?
Do you have the guns to the
Carla,
army
your blood pressure, man.
Community?
Your blood pressure,
Carla.
Hold on. Let's pass to the snapshot review. The snapshot. Go ahead and mute yourself.
Hello, thanks for bringing me on, Dynast. I was just been listening the last couple of hours and stuff. Like, I just want to make a very quick suggestion. A lot of people on the panel are saying, like, what is the solution? How can black people come together? And from my perspective, thinking about this in an American context, I really think you guys need to galvanize behind the contract with Black America and make everything go through that. Republicans want your vote, go through the contract with Black America. Democrats want your vote, go through the contract with Black America. Your local mayor wants the vote, go through the contract of Black America with Black America. And I think if you guys galvanize that on a local level, it will start to actually gain traction. It's not perfect from the beginning, but at least it's a start. But I think then you won't get adverts like this no voting, no Vuckin rubbish, because everything has to go through the contract with Black America. And that's just my suggestion.
No, you're not wrong. I've been saying it since the beginning.
I want to say this very quickly. In Columbus, I work with a group called the Royal Oak Initiative. It's a chess club for black kids that promotes not only critical thinking, as we all know chess does, but also life skills. They actually have in the summertime, they actually have a camp. And I've had my children be part of the camp as well, and I volunteer my time there. But I get what I would hope that I get where Go Black Trafficker's coming from, to where I would hope he's not virtue signaling it, and I apologize for even speaking for you. But my thoughts are
that's what he's doing.
But my thoughts are we're doing some great things. Let's put that information out there so that people can know what these initiatives are, and then be able to connect with those initiatives and resources. So that's something I usually am on camera, but I woke up late today because I was getting my drink on last night while I watched Ohio State smash Michigan State, because Ohio State's going to the national championship. And we want to do it. But with that being said,
yeah, good time.
Lumumba, hit me up on the email, man, and give me that information. All right.
I put all the information in the private chat. I put it in the comments and I put it in the private chat. So if you look at the private chat, I gave links to every initiative that I'm part of. It's in the private chat.
Thank you. I appreciate it, brother.
No problem.
What position is? What position are you playing there, Dynast? What position is that?
Dynast is a running back.
Oh, he's a running back.
No.
That is a pretty good till he got injured.
No, listen. Lumumba brought up Ohio State winning national championship. We the defending national champions, University of Georgia.
I get it, and that's cool. But all I'm saying is that y'all gonna have to come through Columbus this year, because we taking it home. Because we taking it home. Listen,
God, no football beef.
Wait till Michigan get you guys.
40 on any and everybody. Facts.
All right, let's leave the football thing. And
I'm gonna work Ohio State because I'm in the doctoral program at Ohio State. I got it tatted on my arm, so I can rep Ohio State, okay? Because I'm getting my PhD from there. We gonna drop, and they say, hey, y'all got to go through 2 SEC teams. I said, listen, we would have it no other way. Put them in front of us and see what they could do. Put them in front of us, see what they can do. That's all I got to say. But yeah, but I'm gonna put respect on it. Y'all are the reigning, defending, undisputed champs. I give y'all that. But I'm gonna tell you, come holler at me.
Are we talking about college football now rather than telling our master what we do for the black community?
Larry, but real talk, Larry. The reason why when people ask me the solution question, I say I don't have none. There's no solutions because you have John Henry Clark, you have Amos Wilson. I mean, you've had all these leaders that have given solutions before us, and black people refuse to listen. So I'm just like, there ain't no solution. I just don't.
Okay, that's fine. I was just hoping that there would be like a good ending coming up. I guess.
Okay. No, I got you. But yeah, it's just, I mean, Ice Cube before the election said, "Hey, let's see how we can leverage our vote for tangibles." And black folks literally yelled at him, shut him down, and literally, Larry. In fact, Larry, here we go. We talk about cancel culture. You talk about cancel culture. They were literally wanting to cancel Ice Cube for just saying, "Hey, let's see how we can leverage our vote." And this was black folks. This was the black community try to do this. That's why when it comes to the solution situation here in America, I'm just like, I'm over it. Like Colin said, like minds will get together. So,
exactly.
I think but what little I remember, he was pushing the platinum plan from Trump, and I think Trump was
no. He had the plan for black. The blueprint for plan for Black America, or the
and that wasn't tied in.
He had the plan. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I thought that was indirectly tied in with that.
No. Trump came up with that on their own. The Trump campaign came up with something on their own and called it the Platinum Plan.
Yeah, Ice Cube got help from Dr. Clyde Anderson to get a specific, some type of plan, a financial plan for African Americans specifically. And when he was on he does this black people, when he was on the news, they had like CNN and MSNBC. And like the white anchor guys, they were pressing him for like, why don't you go Democrats? He said, and they're trying to make Republicans like the devil. But when he said, well, I don't care which one.
Yeah. But yet, Donnie's is against people using celebrities to push political agendas, right?
Right. Listen, if one has a plan for Black America, why not?
Right, because Ice Cube is the best Black America has to offer for plans.
Well, the bottom line is he came up with a plan. Black America rejected it, right? Just like Black America didn't care about the money that was permanent HBCU funding, enterprise zone, all that stuff that Trump was doing. I'm not no Trump fan and everything. And then they want to get on the program and talk about what you ain't doing. Matter of fact, the Democrat back then, if I remember that black people were complaining that the Democrats were not spending all the billions of dollars that they spend on advertising on black platforms and stuff like that, but they still got the black vote, right? So you do
Roland Martin. Listen, Kyle, it was Roland Martin. Roland Martin was crying how these y'all buy Cadillacs. GM, the GM, want you support my platform, GM, because y'all be buying, black folks buy Cadillacs. So give some of that money back to me. Give some of that money back to me. Give some of that to me to support me. That's what.
And then check this out, Dynas. And then what I'm saying is, since nobody really is serious, black people aren't serious.
But Dynas, you do the same thing. You advertise your businesses on your platform.
Listen, Elvis, hold on, Colin. I advertise my business, but I'm not begging. I have a vehicle, and I'm not going to that. I'm not begging, GM or Nike or all these companies to support me, or else, or like giving ultimatums, and that's what certain people are trying to do, and that's just not going to work because black folks going to support them anyway.
Right,
so
also because we live in a digital age, right? Where there's billions of black people aren't concentrated on like 4 or 5 different channels. Black people are watching 1 billion different networks at one time. They got streaming and all this competition. So there's no coordinated black market, right? Just like there's no coordinated black community anymore, right? Everybody's doing sexual and doing their own thing. People are clicked up. They got the families, everything. So there's no community like it's 1950 to say, what are you doing for the community? You got your associates and networks and everything that you do business with, like I do, and we basically support each other. That's what you do with the community. You pull yourself up and then pull people near you, around you, or not, and that's how you do it. Each one teach one. But this
But
idea you gotta out there
Kyler,
in the community.
isn't it good enough just to be a good black
damn
man?
about
You know,
what
working and taking care of your family. Isn't that a positive thing?
Of course it is. If you raise your
So
family
right,
and
so
doing what
if
you gotta
Go
do,
Black is
whatnot,
trying
you know
to say
what I'm saying?
we should be
And making
doing
sure
a
your son
multitude
stays.
of things to show that we're worthy
Take us out.
of being
Make sure
black,
your
I
daughter,
disagree with that.
your daughter doesn't become a thought. Make sure your son don't become a thug and everything. You're doing 80% of the problems that in the community will be solved overnight. If people
Right.
take care of their kids, raise their family, and do what the hell they gotta do, work a second job if you have to and whatnot, pay for your kids' college, do what you gotta do, and that's how
Because
you
everybody don't got that military pension to travel on now, right?
Yeah, he got that military check. That's why he can sit back and talk. You know.
Damn, that's a good point. That's a good point. As long as you, sorry, just real quick.
You muted, Go Black.
As long as you're raising a decent black family to your best extent, to me, that's already helping the community. At least
I don't
have
use
some
a
decent
penny of
care.
my retirement to travel Africa. Okay, YouTube kindly does that. Thank you very much.
So a YouTuber. I'm not hating on you. I'm not hating on nobody's hustle, but I can't know say my son say what you do.
You're on YouTube, dude. What are you talking about?
Career day. My dad's a content
You're
creator.
on YouTube all the time. What are you talking about? You got something
Who, me?
against YouTube?
I'm not. You don't see me doing any videos. I come by every once in a while and say
You're
hello.
on everybody's panel. What are you talking about? You on YouTube?
I go on everybody's panel as a guest. That's it. You know. I don't believe in you. I got my own radio show.
Let me say this right here. Let me say this right here. Let me just say this right here in peace. All right. You know, my thing is this right here. I didn't have any ill will to try to question anybody.
Well, it sounded like it.
Well, can I finish? Can I see? Can I? You can see. Look, it sounded like it. Your ears, you need to tune your ears up then, because it wasn't the sound. It's what's in your head. You got offensive for whatever reason.
I got offensive. It all depends on who's saying it.
He said, "Is there anything
if
wrong
you're a
with being a
YouTuber
black
telling
man?"
somebody,
And
if
is
you're,
that
if you're,
doing
if
something?
you're a YouTuber telling somebody what they need to do with their life, I don't take you seriously. You know,
you ain't gotta take me
and
serious.
people out there
There's
in
a
the
lot of
community,
Damn, Kyler want all the smoke
the
tonight.
brothers out there in the community raising their family, doing what they got to do and everything. The guy that's getting up in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, to do that hard day's work and whatnot. That's the brothers I respect.
So
somebody sitting on
you could have
YouTube
said
giving
that
advice.
then. You could have easily said that when I asked, "What are you doing?" I am an example in the community. I'm
That's
raising
what
my
I'm saying.
kids.
Everybody knows what I
You
am
could
an
have said
example.
that. You attacked me when I asked the
You know what I'm saying?
question.
No, I'll attack you for everybody else because they feel like, oh, because what I'm doing is this. I see people all the time, and I'm tired of the bullying.
I didn't feel that way.
We got good people, right? Look, everybody that gets on this panel, right? Even else, right? Good people.
Only who?
Who have
Even
good
who?
suggestions, everything, and suddenly they feel like they're being attacked because they're not doing something the way Go Black said it should be doing. And I'm tired of it.
I agree with Kyler on this point. I agree with
because
Kyler.
they might be attacked.
Go Black, you out of line, bro.
Because Go Black on
I'm
his
not
high
out of
came
line.
down.
I
with
asked the
thunder and
question.
lightning, telling you
If
what
you don't
need
like
to do.
a question, if you don't like a question, then remain silent. Then you didn't have to say nothing. But see, you told on yourself. You're doing nothing in the black community. That's why you got offended.
That's what I said. I got a job and I take care of my family.
Well, and you could have easily said that. I'm not.
That's what I
gonna argue
said. That's
against
what I
that.
said. That's what I said.
That we need positive, real black men as role models.
Well, I am a
fathers,
role
and
model. You know what I'm
husbands.
saying? I am a role model.
Yes, you can list that. You
I
can list.
am a
You can
role
say
model. I
anything
am a
you
role
wanted
model in
to.
the community. You know
It's
what I'm
not to my approval. It was about letting your resume be
Oh,
shown
let me
by
ask
those
you
who are
a
in the chat,
question.
so that we
Hey,
can
Go
see
Black, since
or
we're having this
hear.
conversation, bro, let's have a question.
What you
Do
think? You
go
got
to
the most
hold
impressive resume on the
Do you
panel?
go to the trap? Do you go to the trap boys and the thugs and everything like that who are tearing the community up and tell them that?
Say
Or
that
you
again.
wait till you get on a safe panel and talk your nonsense. No, you're not gonna
So-
go up
so
to
let me-
you're not gonna
let me
go up
say
to
this.
the trap boys and talk that stuff.
Let me
What
say
you doing
this.
in the community?
I
Because
do.
You know they'll body you.
So let me say this. I will answer Kyle's question. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right.
I'm the man. Hey, look.
I
Who
do.
am I scared of?
So I do. I do go to the Pookies and the Ray Rays, etc., etc.
But you know your tone. You know your tone. You ain't gonna go with that tone. That
Let me
was
tell you
talking about.
something. So that you know,
your tone. See how you talk, Lumumba? That's your tone. I know, dude.
I worked in the
You're gonna
inner
have a real
cities.
soft. You're not gonna have no
You're a
bass
black.
in your voice.
You're a black
You're
Hebrew
gonna have no
Israelite,
bass,
right?
But you ain't gonna go up to a black man and tell them what you doing
Go
in the
Black.
community. Nigga be like, what the fuck?
No, I'm not.
You know, niggas get brave on YouTube.
Brave. Look, I showed
Hey,
my
well, hold on.
face.
Let Professor Lumumba
I
finish.
go in the
Let
hood.
Lumumba,
Hey,
let
yo,
Lumumba
I
finish.
coached high school basketball in America in the inner city. Oh, I talk the shit to the young ones. And I also
I
minister
find
to
that
the
hard to
young
believe.
ones. Oh, yeah, you find it hard to believe? You want me? I can show receipts now. I'll show receipts because I ain't got no problem with it.
Hey, go black man. Just call it a night, man.
Y'all hide
Take
behind.
your
Don't
hold
let
the
nobody
L and
know
call
it,
the night,
'cause
man.
you're
Hold
not
the L
doing.
and call it a night, man.
You're not doing. I'll show receipts where I work and who.
You know what I'm saying? You
the
got to hold the L today,
price
bro.
that I've changed. I'll show you what I've done. Now you go ahead and show me what you've done.
I've done a whole lot, and I'm not thinking I'm privy to show you. You know, like if you were somebody I thought that was worthy of no disrespect of me saying I got to show this to Go Black, but Go Black, I just don't feel like get that feeling from you, bro.
Hey,
So then
don't get upset behind a question. I asked a simple question. What are you doing for the community so people will know they can probably tie
Hey, yo, check
into
this out.
what
You
you're
can go to
doing?
my You can go to my website. You know, I'm an author. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing many things. You know.
If I can say this, if I can
Shout out to Carl the author.
No, hold on.
Shout out
Hold
Carl.
on. Pass it to Lumumba. Go ahead, Lumumba.
Yeah, so I tapped in, came on video because I wanted to answer Kyle's question. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. So when you talked about going into the community, speaking with the dope boys, the criminals, etc., I actually do that. This is something that I personally do. I
do it too, but I'm talking about the tone. The tone. Hold on. And we all been there with the dope boy telling them you gotta do right and everything like that. But what Go Black is saying that out of nowhere you gotta go to somebody and say, what are you doing in the community? If you got dope boys sitting around talking about the community and these guys got bodies under their belt and whatnot, you ain't gonna go up to them and tell them what are you doing about the community because they're part of the problem. You're gonna make sure your tone is right with them. You're gonna go to be explanatory, conciliatory.
Man, don't tell me, man, what
I
do.
What Go Black says he does doesn't even impress me.
Let me finish my statement.
If Go Black has a problem, why
finish
did he
my
come on
statement.
here and be conciliatory? Why did he come in here with the freaking
So
daggers?
let me finish my statement.
I want to know what everybody doing this. Play shit back.
Let me finish my statement.
Let him finish.
Damn.
Let him finish. Go ahead, Lumumba.
Lord have mercy, man. So this is what I'm going to say. When I have any conversation with a black person, my tone tends to be what? Positive in nature, right? I tend to come off positive, irrespective if you're a Pookie, Ray Way, if you're a Bukisha, whatever. I try to give you the benefit of the doubt. Calm down. Hey, you about to piss me off, and I'm trying to be cool. Lord have mercy. However, if a person wants to act stupid, right? If a person is behaving a behavior that's unbecoming, I've actually given an example. I remember I was at an event called a conversation piece in Dayton at a black-owned establishment, wine bar, wine spot, and a black dude came in and started being disrespectful. So we kind of gave him some grace, like, okay, we're gonna let dude be cool because he's black, so we're gonna try to give him a chance to, correct himself. He then began to disrespect the owner of the shop, which was a black woman. So I basically told her that you got two chances. You could walk out of here, I could drag your ass out of here. And guess what he did? He walked his ass out. Now, when I say that, this isn't rhetoric, right? I used to be a boxer. I bench pressed damn near 400 pounds. I squat over 5. So that's when I say something like that, people know when they see my full silhouette.
You can add that to your resume for Go Black.
Yeah, which one? I used to be. I did club security for years, bro. I've been in wars. I got battle scars to prove it. There's nothing you can tell me. That's good and everything. Everybody's a tough guy now.
That's the question
I tell you what, I used to be a boxer and everything. Like, yo, come on. Let's get back to the intellect, man.
I'm just saying though, because the conversation was when you're speaking to someone.
No, I'm talking about with Go Black. I said when you're talking to people, right? You talk respectfully. Why can't we have that same thing when you got a bunch of people who honestly come on the panel, have an intellectual discussion? Why are they being attacked, right? The same smoke that Go Black gave to us, right, on this panel. What you were doing, he ain't gonna go to people saying, what y'all doing in your community? What y'all doing? No, that nigga will get bodied if he did that shit. That's what I'm talking about.
We might have to set up a boxing match between Go Black and Carla, man. My money's on Carla.
No, that would be the one round.
No,
I wanted, Dias, I wanted to ask a question, because the main reason I came on here was when cancel culture got mentioned. So I just wanted to say to you, if somebody asks the question, what are you doing for the community, and you're not doing something that he likes, and he says remain silent, is that an example of cancel culture?
But is he really trying to cancel you? I think, but if somebody says that, they're not trying to cancel you. They're just trying to minimize what you do. So I wouldn't say that'd be necessary.
It depends on the intention.
Listen, yeah, but I think he gave the intention. He stated that he wanted to know so that we could put the information out there and people would be able to connect wherever they are.
I don't know. The way he was grilling Chrissy, he sounded like a detective, and he was trying to get.
Well, I mean, but I'm just going to irrespective. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. Hold on, I'm going to say this. Irrespective, right? Irrespective of what his energy was, when he asked the question, I simply answered it. I wasn't offended. I just didn't see what the big deal was personally. And the reason why I can say that is because I get the question all the time. Hey, what are you doing? Right? And I answered.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Now, you live in Columbus, Ohio, right?
I live in Athens right now. I just moved to
Akron, Ohio, right?
Yeah, I just moved.
What you're doing, if somebody says, you're doing all this stuff, but I don't see any results in the community, you can always have a scapegoat and say, well, at least I'm doing my part. Is that true?
Can you ask the question again? I'm sorry.
Okay, you live in Akron, Ohio, right?
I live in Athens, Ohio.
Athens, Ohio, right? I'm going to assume that, if it's a black area, like every other black area in the Beltway, they got a lot of poverty, crime, homelessness, all the stuff that plagues the city. I don't know anything about your area. Am I correct about that?
Well, Athens is a college town, so we're like in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, so you're not in the hood. You're not in the inner city.
There is no inner city. It's just a small college town.
Okay, so you're not in the area where you're affected. What I'm trying to say is you're not in an area where you're affected by crime or anything like that. The sociology that goes on in some areas of the poor black communities.
Right. So I'm from Columbus. So I drive to Columbus.
So what I'm saying is, if somebody says what you're doing for the community, you don't live in the community. Okay, right? You're detached. Okay. So therefore, you may do what you're doing, but you're not still part of the community, right? Now, what that allows you to do is, and I'm no disrespect to you, right? But this is what we fall for, these traps, and we got to stop this stuff, right? We can say, well, I can check off A, B, B, Z. I did all this, right? And then Go Black will give you a pat on the back and whatnot, and he becomes the Lord and Savior, overlord over who does what. And that's why Chrissy sounded a little intimidated. Oh, I got to match his resume, And to be honest with you, you're not even living in the community.
Like I said, I'm not impressed with Go Black, what he does in Africa, because we've seen that. I'm from Africa. We've seen people come in there, build churches, build schools. At the end of the day, they don't really make that big of a change in our communities. Right. So you think you're doing something, bro, and that's good because it's good for your heart. But at the end of the day, Africa is still going to be what it is.
It ain't about my heart. It's about the people. And I tell you this right here. You listen to the videos of the people who will sit here and say, I'm doing things. I didn't mention about nothing I was doing. Y'all asked me what's the name?
Well, you came on asking about everybody else what they were doing.
I had no problem with asking out, but I was just asking a simple question. My goodness gracious. Kala, how old are you, man? 30?
Well, it's like this, Go Black. You and I are around the same age. You're older. But the bottom line, we should be an example up here to these younger guys. We're sitting there.
I asked the question and you got
but hold up. The point is this: it's the way you tone and way you ask the question, right? You came in here like coming up on high. I'm Go Black to Africa. I'm coming out here saying you have no right. We have this is a channel. Hold on, let me say this right. Black people have been silenced, right, for hundreds of years. On the plantation, we couldn't speak, right? In the master's house, we couldn't speak. On the job, we can't speak. In public, we can't speak. God damn it! You tell me we can't get on this platform and say what the hell's on our mind?
I didn't tell you.
Watch that blood pressure, man. Watch that blood pressure.
Blood pressure, brother. Like for real.
Now we got Negroes coming in telling us what we can't say.
Lord have mercy.
I didn't say nothing about you couldn't say nothing. I asked a simple question. What are you doing?
But you said the audacity. You said the audacity that we even have the right to talk about problems in our community. Are we part of the community or
No, I
not?
said if you're talking about problems in the community, then please share with the people what are you
No,
doing.
we said, what
are
if
you
we
doing
basically haven't
to
agreed
build
upon
and
a
edify the
strategy?
people? What are you doing to
Well,
build
hold
and
on, we
edify the
have a real
people?
strategy. And we said the community is so great. Dynas is giving up on the community. He said it multiple times. You don't get on Dynas. Dynas says, I'm just done with it. You know, but you haven't said nothing about that.
No, because I know what Dynas is doing. Dynas shows what he does every day. He taking people over to Africa, getting them citizenships. He's showing them a different way of life.
Respect the diners, but that's a business. That's a business. He's not doing it out the goodness of his heart. It's not charity.
I can't have a business.
But that's what I'm saying. Respect the diners. It's not a charity.
I want Dynas to have money. I want Dynas to have money. Get paid.
I can't have a business.
I want
We need to have
get paid.
businesses.
I
We need
can't
to
hire
have
people.
businesses.
I can't hire people, Elvis. I can't hire people on the
No, you're
continent.
supposed to be broke,
Hold
Prince.
on, go back.
No, I'm
Hold on,
saying it's
go.
not a charity, bro.
Hold on.
You muted, Dynas.
I'm sorry, Elvis. Do you? I have a payroll that I have to meet every month on the continent. If you don't know, when I do these tours, and since I'm registered in certain countries, you have to have employees, and I have to. And it doesn't matter if I go to that country once a year, twice a year. I have to pay employees. I have a payroll on the continent. I'm employing people literally on the continent.
Yeah,
That don't count, Elvis. I mean, that don't count, Elvis.
And shout out to you, Dynas, for that, right? But if you say that the white man is employing you, thereby he's helping our community, we gotta use that same logic, right?
What are you talking about?
A lot of us white work for white companies, don't we?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, then. So that's the same point that I'm making. So shout out to you. You have people employed, but it's also a business. It's not a charity. You benefit, your family benefits, and those individuals, their family benefit from you. That's good.
And listen,
if I can say this,
foundations.
I don't think we should be doing anything for free, to be quite honest with you.
Hold on.
Ain't nothing for free.
Well, one second. But Elvis, again, when that direct deposit hits my employees in Africa, they are very happy. All right, so yeah, I got a business.
Foundation,
and that's good. Shout out to you, Dynas. What I'm saying, like what Kyler was trying to say, like, you know, Dynas, you come on your platform. I have a gripe about that with you all the time. I think you're too negative on this platform. I told you maybe you should do more positive. You know, show some spotlight on the positive of the black community.
Elvis, this is what you need to do, Elvis. Hold on, Elvis, this is what you need to do. You need to start
my own channel. I know you was going to say that. Start my own channel. I read your mind.
There you go.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to start my own channel, but just how people come on here and give you their opinions, I'm giving you mine. You don't got to take it, but that's just how I look at it, right?
Wait,
so
can I just say this, just real quick? Sorry, I'll cut you off, Elvis. But let me just say this. Besides being off topic, listen. Personally, you guys, all you guys on the panel, you guys are very great people. I'll say that. And I understand some of us can do stuff for the community, some of us can't. That literally happens. It's fine. But my thing is, the best example we can do is not helping black people with businesses or this and that. My thing is, the best way to help our community, at least as a good start, is just being a decent African American, because that's not represented enough in our community, especially in the media. Listen, I don't care if about if you're helping the African American community in any organization,
stop throwing shade, Dynas.
But being a decent African American alone can be more of a great impact to our community. It can be more than that. Like, you guys are great people. Like, Gracie sounds great. I don't see her face, but she sounds like a good, decent person. Say from Lumumba and everyone else on this panel.
Why does her face matters? Why does her face matter?
No. I'm saying, like, just because we don't see
because Go Black said that we're hiding our face. Like, you know, I'm an ugly nigga. I don't want to show my face. That's why I'm hiding my face.
Listen, don't disrespect yourself. But I'm saying, don't disrespect yourself. But I'm saying this. Listen, just being a decent person of African descent in this fucked up country known as America, to me, that already is an accomplishment, in my opinion. It's hard being African American or as being certain African descent with good character and morals in this messed up country. To me, that's more than a great accomplishment. That alone can be very inspiring to everyday people you don't know about. If it's okay to help black people in your organizations and everything else, that's fine. That's great. But also, I'm more about the African American, like, or the person of African descent, is their character and morals. That alone will create the most biggest impact to the community. It's not portrayed as much. So listen, you can do it. Go right ahead. Do as much as you can. We're not God, but as long as you got decent character and morals, and you're showing people that they don't got to be what this messed up country is telling them to be, to me, you're already making an impact to the people. You're being
And also most people who do stuff right now do it from the heart. They never tell it. Just like you got the culture, we have a culture now where people go around, they give a homeless person money and food money, and they take a selfie of it and put it. Oh, you're so degenerate.
I agree.
If you do something for somebody, you do it quietly, right?
Exactly.
And let the person have their dignity. You know.
Exactly. No,
you don't go bragging about the stuff you do.
Exactly. As long as you're doing what you need to do, that's fine. We don't need to know. Just do what you can as much as you can.
And you know, and that person knows that you're doing the right thing.
Because here's the thing: if Dynast, Mr. Gold Black, or any of us weren't decent people or didn't have a serious intellectual mindset, you think we were talking about going to Africa or learning our ancestral history or trying to build some type of movement? No.
Or being on this panel right there today.
Yeah,
on a beautiful sunny day and whatnot. You know, we're here because we care. You know, and so I don't like when people step up, because I got a lot of people say they would like to call in these shows and everything, but they're scared of being attacked. I'm like, no, it's like that. So the bottom line is this: people should be able to come in, talk freely and whatnot, and not be judged. You know, and
that's fair. No, and that's fair. Fine. No, you got a good point. That's fair. Like Colin, you helped me out in finding parts of Africa. Diane helped me explore seeing the continent. Mr. Go Black saw me the beautiful real estate in different countries of Africa. Chrissy's showing me that there's still black women who, with common sense and loving decency and femininity, that they still exist. What did
I show you?
Elvis, you're being a good father. That's good. You're all
shout out. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. You're all giving me a piece of information that's inspiring me to do better. Even especially with Hustle Smart. He's goofy, but he keeps it real. But he's a great guy. He keeps it real, and he's doing what he can. That alone is great. I want to focus on that. Do as much as you can. Do it and be the best person you can be. That alone, like, you guys inspired me. All you guys did. So Joe Yash, come on, let's just listen. It's okay to have a little argument, a little debate, but this might be the only area where we can have peace of mind. Like, I agree with Culture Search saying, where we can literally discuss things we can't talk in the outside world. So I can understand especially what Chrissy's going through. Trust me, I live in a liberal state of California. You can't talk about this kind of stuff around certain black people.
And also, let me say this, Black Lion. Dynast knows the level of insurance that I'm in right here. He knows, right?
Oh no, I agree.
I believe this so much that I show my face. I talk this up. If basically the right people get a hold to me and come after me, I can lose everything. But I still do it. You know, I still do it.
No, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
And a lot of people can't do what we do because we live in a white man's world. They can't come out here and say, or show their face and say what they do and stuff like that. We have to be mindful of that.
No, and that's fine. Like Dynast and Mr. Gold Black and everyone else got a certain amount of freedom that they can express. I want to get to that level.
Nah, for real. Dynast is the reason I don't show my face, because he bullied me. He told me I look zesty and shit. That's why I don't show my face on this platform.
Okay, that's different. But anyway, we listen. They got a certain amount of freedom that they can do that we can't yet, and that's fine. As long there's lots of ways to help somebody. Like that saying, not all heroes wear capes. Unless we get that certain level of freedom, then we can show our faces and be more apologetic. That will happen in due time. But until then, let's just try to help each other out in the meantime, as much as we can.
I was saying this right here. I wasn't asking anybody to show their face. I said there are so many people out here who don't show their face and they just talk. So what is it that we're doing? That let's talk about that, because Dynast made the comment about he says there's no resolutions. Okay, then instead of arguing against him with that, say, well, hey, share what you're doing as a resolution. Let the people know. We got to start now branching out, and instead of talking about necessarily those things that are degrading or whatever, I do it myself, but we still could also share with people, look, I'm in this state here. there are things going on in the Black community. If you need help in this area, that area, or do this or do that, that is helping and spreading the word to help the community better instead of just having conversations and not resolving anything. That's my whole take. Is that
Don't do it, Dynast. Don't you do it. That's me, man. That's me. So yeah.
Don't
whatever.
worry about it. That's not the main discussion. It's fine. It's perfect.
Because my lip is poking out like that. But whatever, Dynast.
Just change your profile picture, in my opinion. You might do a better one.
I thought that picture was real nice, but apparently Dynast don't like it. So
No. I'll say just do another one. Just try another one.
I'm not as good looking as I was back then, man. I didn't got fat and ugly and shit. I can't take another.
Go ahead, Larry.
I might be wrong in it, but from what I saw, everybody was getting on. I mean, the question up. I mean, I put my hands up because I was the one who was asking people what could be the solution. Dynast said he didn't think there was any, that it was too late, and then other people started giving their answers. But from what I remember, no one attacked Dynast and said, "No, you're wrong." And this people were just happily giving their ideas of what the solution would be. I thought it was going actually well. People weren't arguing or shouting at each other, and everything seemed to be going well. Then all hell broke loose afterwards.
Over a question.
Listen. It's fine. Like I said, being a decent African American in this effed up country or in the UK, whatever, to me, that already is doing more of an impact. Because we, like I said, it's not portrayed in the media. I don't see black men like y'all or any of us on TV or anything like this. It's a rarity.
Hey, let me say this to Go Black. Yo, Go Black, shout out to you, man. I respect what you're doing. You know, even though I'm bullshitting, but I respect what you're doing. I think you're doing good. Your platform is informative about African travels. You're doing a good job, you know. And shout out to Dynast too, even though I think sometimes he's too negative on his platform. But shout out to Dynast. And shout out to Carr. Carr's always out there, you know. We don't agree all the time, but he's always willing to give his opinion. Shout out to Carr. Shout out to Dr. Lumumba. You know, I think he gives some good insights. You know, he's real academic. Black Lion,
not a doctor yet.
Okay, soon to be. And Larry, man, I like Larry. He's a level-headed dude. You know, we agree on most points. I like Larry.
Yeah.
Al, I don't like Al because he always talks shit about me in the comments. But shout out to you too, Black Lion.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. But yeah, let's get back to the topic at hand.
Elvis.
But yeah, let's get back to the topic at hand.
Yeah, hold on. Pass it to Al. Go ahead, Al. Or Al. No voting, no Vuckin. No voting, no Vuckin.
Elvis, my lap front, man. I'm out, boy. Yeah, die here.
You good, man. You good. I was just kidding. Go ahead. And shout out to Focus on Liberia. Check out that channel for everything Liberia. I want to give that.
Yeah, it's always great. It's always a great channel, man. You know, you're my brother, man. Come on, man. I just wind you up sometime because you get too hard on Dynasty, you know. You gotta take it easy, bro.
Go ahead, Al.
Yeah. Basically, about the voting to Black African Americans need to link up with the Hispanic, you know, the Mexicans. That's the only choice, man. Need to link up with them and become one voting bloc.
That's not going to happen because the problem is the Hispanic voting bloc is split like 50-50. Black people are the only Black American. Larry, let me ask you this: the Black voting bloc in the UK. I mean, there's like 80 or 90% of the majority of Black voters in the UK vote for a particular party, or the split, or they don't vote. Like how is that in the UK?
It's a lot different in the UK. In the UK, in my humble opinion, the Black British, when it comes to voting, they're not on the same level as the Black Americans, because I see how you guys always talk about the Democrats getting your votes or some of you going Republican. The message when you're in pro-Black environments in the UK is don't vote for the Labour Party or the Tories because they're not going to help you. So you do get a few Black people who choose to vote, but the overall, the message is don't trust either one of them. It's actually a hard thing trying to sell black British people to actually vote. Trying to get black people in Britain to vote is a big deal. In your country, America, you guys have passed it. But I mean, I've been on loads of panels when we try and argue that black people should vote either Labour or Tory. They get upset. They're like, no, they're not going to do that. They even say people are sellouts if they go down the route of voting, because they're like, the Tories aren't going to help you, the Labour Party aren't going to help you.
In my experience in the UK, growing up in this country, majority of the black people and the Asians, in fact, black people,
Labour, don't they? They vote Labour.
They go Labour, exactly, for the benefit, because they think Labour is going to help them. Just like America with the black and the Democrat, it's the same thing. It's only recently you got the black people and some of the Indians, like the Hindu branch of the Indian, and some of the black, middle class kind of going to the Tories a little bit. Yeah, but majority of black and Asian population in the UK tend to vote for the Labour Party. But the thing is, Labour Party always messes up, man. But we never.
The Labour is the more liberal of the two, right?
Yeah, but they always messed up black communities. They're the one that let us so down over the years. Just like the black.
I don't know why people think black people are inherently conservative. Really, we're more liberal than anything else.
No. I think black people in general are more conservative than they are liberals. But
in what view? If you're talking religiously,
in many ways.
What Al was saying is that even though for years, like in America, the Democrats could always rely on the black vote, as he was pointing out, for years, Labour could always rely on the black vote, but Labour did do things which kind of put black people off, so they don't really. They would have to work harder these days to get the black vote.
Exactly, because the last Labour government we had here was Tony Blair, right? And I remember living in Bristol. I remember what's his name, David Blanket, the blind Home Secretary. So when he came to Bristol, you know what he said? And the man he'd never seen in his life. He said, I don't like what I'm seeing. Yeah.
So he's Stevie Wonder, and he's telling you don't like what he said. So you can probably see.
See, when he went back to London, there was police everywhere, immigration. A lot of people got arrested and got deported, and ransacked the whole city, stop and search. Black people getting targeted, and he was a Labour guy. Yeah. So that was under Tony Blair. So then you have conservative that came in after. You had Theresa May as the Home Secretary. She's the one that got rid of stop and search. Do you remember that, O'Leary? Yeah. But the downside of her, she actually went on after the Windrush. She went after the Jamaicans and started deporting Jamaicans that been here since the 50s and the 60s.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Al.
Yeah.
In Britain, during election season, do you guys see like musicians doing videos to promote the election?
It's only Stormzy.
They did last time, yes. Stormzy.
I want to make a point. Yeah. I want to make a point because someone said something about black people they liberal conservative. So I think this is a great point to make too, that politically, culturally, black people tend to be conservative, particularly African Americans. I can just speak to African American experience. But
exactly,
family, get married before you have children, raise your kids right. Those are conservative values. But politically, we've always been progressive, right? So you can have conservative values, but that doesn't mean that you're conservative when it comes to politics, because typically being conservative politically aligns with hoarding resources from the black community, right? So people have to understand there's a difference from being culturally conservative.
Socially
and politically
liberal.
Just like what you were saying about the Republican and Democrat over here, I find the conservative voters more. I find them better than the Labour voters, in fact, because I live in cities. I grew up in the cities. I'm like most black people. We tend to think they're more nicer, but the reality is the conservative voter is more likely to give a black man a job. Is a conservative voter that is more likely to, less likely to be certain ways towards you. It's the one that are more likely to rent your home. Does that make sense? So when it come down to it, in the inner cities, we got major offices, like majority of the employers are all these liberals, that work in the inner cities. But if you look at the offices, it's crowded with white working class. If you look at the other industries, that's that are majority of the voters of the conservative, you know, are white conservative that employ the
Well,
black man
that's because most liberal, you know, they're not really worried about starting companies and making money. They mostly want to do like social programs, bringing like these little clinics and
They don't
stuff
want. They don't
into
want
the
to.
communities.
They pretend to want to help you, but they don't really want to help you. They want you to get by on a day-to-day basis. They don't want to give you that that inspirational. They want to give you the aspiration. You know, like to say, you know, mate, I'll give you the job. You know, if you can do it, then do it. Yeah, that's the conservative mentality. They want you to be someone that want to get there. You know, that got the urge
So,
to
are
do
you
it.
conservative? Are you conservative?
I am, to be honest, I'm more towards conservative side, basically, as a black person, definitely, than I am liberal. Because I living in the city that I live, majority of the lefties that moved in, that gentrified my city, yeah, we used to think they were the most liberal, the most nice people. But once they settle in, yeah, they pretend, because we call them the hippies over here, right? And they pretend to be all nice and friendly. But when they settle in, you find out they actually are worse than the average conservative. Does that make sense?
For me,
No, that's very. Real. Go ahead, Elvis. I'll wait till you're done.
Yeah, for me, I'm more of a democratic socialist. So I guess you could call me a Bernie bro. For example, right, I'll go back to my county back home in Africa. Even a lot of places in Africa does this, right? We have like communal lands, right? That's a form of socialism where the entire community will share the land. You know, if you need a farm, or if you need to get a house, you get it from the chief. The chief will give it to you. In America, people will say that's socialism and that's bad, but in Africa, that's inherently African. We share our resources with each other.
Yes,
Would you
that's
agree
true.
with that?
Especially with Liberia and Sierra Leone
Right.
and Guinea and all this. We, you know, this
Right.
is how we live. Our ancestors
Yeah.
lived for centuries. You know,
Right.
But that's the difference to to actually.
But I'm saying, for me, that's
Yeah.
why you see I have the political views that I have, because I want everybody to have a piece of the pie. I want people to not be, suffering and where it's like a dog-eat-dog war, because everybody don't have the same abilities, right? So sometimes government got to give a hand up to those who are, less fortunate, or even maybe might be, less intelligent than others,
Yes.
or
Yes.
less,
Yes, but
So
at the same
I'm
time,
open.
but at the same time, Elvis, that like in the West, that is not good for black families, because that will hold you back from actually trying to get to the next level. Because if someone is sitting at home, always relying on that benefits that are coming in, you're not trying to get out there and get a
Not
decent
always,
job.
not
Yeah,
always. There have been single
always,
mothers
but
who went to nursing school, got their nursing degree, but while they was going to school, they was on welfare. The government was helping them with Section 8. There's been a lot of people who pulled themselves up with some help from the government, and that was a positive thing for them, and they became independent later on.
But it would be nice.
Let me add to what AI is saying. Let me add to that. Like, for example, like he has good points. Like, the thing is, like, I live in California. It was supposed to be liberal like crazy. Like, everybody's all no judgment, no racism, none of this. We're all about equality. Trust me, it's the biggest form of bullshit you can ever hear. Because like I agree, action speaks louder than words. Like, a lot of African Americans have left California. I'm about to leave too. A lot left California because we voted for Democrat, because we thought we also help other communities, get more jobs, help spread equality and everything, better pay. Trust me, a lot of African Americans in California, in America, are kicking ourselves in the ass every fucking day, because the sad part is, it's because the Democrat mentality, it's all lies. Like, like the majority of California and where I'm at, is heavily Mexican dominated. And trust me, I don't give a damn got Mexican girlfriend or Mexican friend homies. Their community does not like your black ass. They are anti-black as hell. They may be Democrat, but doesn't mean they got to get involved with. They don't mean they need Democrat values. It's nothing. It ain't no one love Bob Marley shit. It's all bullshit. We are outclassed, outpopulated, and we're so out of the economic world in California. That's why a lot of African Americans have left California, because we saw the systemic form of racism. When we try to get jobs, like, for example, like in Walmart or any other stores, is Mexican dominated. They're just as racist as white people.
No offense, but yeah, Mexicans to me. I live in Minnesota, and Mexicans don't like blacks. I see them even in the comment section. You see a lot of Rodriguez and Lopez. going in, calling you niggas and shit like that. So I don't really think Mexicans are a great ally for black people. But I will tell you
No
this:
racist.
no
And
nation survive without an ally. You got to have some allies
Thank
to,
you
to
very
be on
much,
your side.
Elvis. Well
So
done.
you need people to ally with.
Yes,
Definitely.
and I think
I agree.
I think they're the one that we need to start building a new alliance with, because the reason why I'm saying that is because we got similar kind of history, you know, in terms of colonizations and being marginalized and stuff like that. You know, because we obviously know who, you know, been putting us through what we're going through now. To come out of it, we need to build a new alliance, and also the Mexican population it's gonna keep growing in America anyway. So you know, we got to get used to it.
And the thing is, that's why a lot good point. And the thing I want to add to that, that's why a lot of African Americans, a lot of them are sliding towards Republican because we're paying the price for it. Like I told Nias in the last couple of his live stream, we're paying the price for that pseudo democracy. We're paying for that false equality. We're paying the price.
Just like
they
you
don't-
know.
they
Just
don't
like
hire us.
want to be with a party that is pro-immigration because we think, oh, they're gonna let more of us in here, but it's not gonna happen.
Hey,
'Cause
one
the thing is-
second, Chrissy been real quiet. What's going on, Chrissy? You still there?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I was just taking care of family stuff, but I'm
she's
still
listening.
here.
Oh, okay.
She's listening. Like the
Hey,
Labour Party in the UK.
we'll do this. Let Chrissy close us out, then we'll close out. But Chris, anything else you'd like to share in closing?
Oh, yeah, you know, it was a good conversation. You know, I appreciate the things that were said. Kala, I appreciate you. I see you dropped off. Black Line, I appreciate the compliment you gave me. I appreciate all of you speaking up, and, you know, just all of us having an intellectual conversation. And that's it. I wish all of you a great Sunday.
You too.
I
Thank you
appreciate
very much.
Yeah, I
Hey,
appreciate it.
let me say
guys.
this before I get off, Diners, before we
No,
get off.
we're closing out. We're ready to go. All right, guys,
go ahead,
everyone. Thank
go
you so
ahead.
much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. And let me say this: like, you know, I respect everybody. I believe everyone should have certain rights, no matter, you know, their beliefs or sexuality. The problem I have is the way a certain no one talks to the Democrat. I mean, no one talks to the Black community and markets to the Black community for some reason. When we're in regards to this video, again, you'll never see a version of this video, you know.
You never see that disgrace on any other community.
With the Hispanic community or Asian community, the Hasidic Jewish community, you know, you'll never see an example. You'll never see an example of this video being pushed to those. This type of video, you'll never see it being pushed to other communities. But this is how, especially when it comes to politics, and not even just politics. Well, I guess if you want to consider, you know, vax that thing up or getting a vac, if that's called politics as well, you could include it as well. But for some reason, when it comes to voting and when it comes to politics, Democratic ops do not talk to other groups of people or market to other groups of people to get their vote the same way they do the Black community. And I got a problem with that. And I don't know why anyone would even defend this nonsense or include it in the same category as the Liberian Civil War and the Anglo Ashanti War. It's just it's ridiculous. This is just this video is fuckery. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. It's fuckery. But everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family.
I agree.
Peace.
Blessings.